Visiting Cyclones will be taking on the Wolverines of North Stafford in Garrisonville, Virginia. Mark O'Connell, Steve Peacock, and Johnny Krawchuk with you tonight. And Steve, welcome aboard. A little different situation for us in terms of how we are situated. We are in the stands with the fans.
Something unique, and it's fun to do anyway.
Surrounded by Cyclone fans as we made the trip up here this evening, and we expect a good game. Let's talk about this matchup, Steve. Both teams are pretty impressive. I know you've seen North Stafford on film some too, and I'm very impressed with their spread offense, and I think Coach Lowry is as well. What do you think the keys are for tonight's matchup?
Well, Eastern View is going to have to play mistake-free football and make sure that they don't let the receivers get behind them, and especially in man-to-man coverage, because North Stafford's going to try to exploit it with the spread. But the other thing they cannot do is leave the running back alone for North Stafford, because he can pick up a lot of yards and has against the previous opponents. This is a good North Stafford team. It's probably one of the best teams they've had here in the last 10 years. They've had a pretty much mediocre last 10 years. I remember when we were broadcasting when Culper was in the Commonwealth District, how good and tough they were.
Right.
So I think they've gotten that swagger back, and Eastern View's got to really come out ready to play. And so basically their key is mistakes, no silly penalties, and just execute. If they can execute, I think they're going to be just as strong. I think they're going to be stronger up front defensively than North Stafford. So we'll see. The line of scrimmage is going to be key.
This is the second meeting between these two teams. They met last year at Cyclone Stadium, and the Cyclones won that game. But Coach Lowry said tonight that, they are an improved team. So I think both teams will certainly have their work cut out for them. Well, now we'll see the team captains approach the center of the field, and for the Cyclones decked out in those solid white uniforms and the blue numbers, black helmets, left to right. It'll be Brett Clatterball, number 34. 69 is Brandon Weaver. And number 2, Jaheim Fry. And then out there, Detrez Gahagan, obviously not suited up. He won't play. Don't really know what the status of his injury situation is. But not having him in the lineup is certainly a loss.
Yep.
But, Steve, I know it sounds corny, but coaches talk about it all the time. Look, you're going to have players out from time to time. It's always the next man up mentality.
It is, and you just hopefully that whoever replaces Detrez is going to be up for the task tonight. It's going to be a tough opponent, and his teammates will pump him up too, get him in the right position. I don't think you're going to see too much of a drop-off there. It's just going to be interesting to see how North Stafford does up front.
Well, the Cyclones won the toss and deferred, and they'll be kicking off to North Stafford here momentarily to start this game, non-conference game. Between these two teams, both teams coming in tonight with identical 3-1 records. Eastern View's loss is to Huguenot. North Stafford's loss was to Dinwiddie. And they played the Generals in the first game of the season, lost 35-25. On September 13, they beat Cortland 41-7. On September 22nd, they beat Briarwoods 26-14, and then last week they beat Brook Point 34-20. And Brook Point is that common opponent between these two teams at this point, Steve. And
and Brook Point played them tough last Friday too, so it's going to be interesting to see, and how and of course Eastern View handled Brook Point, so it's going to be interesting. These teams I think match up very well against each other. You're going to see a lot of up and down the field. And, when it gets for a viewing audience, we are getting some questions. We are broadcasting from the stands because there was not enough room up there in that press box. So.
No room at the end,
No room at the end.
Well, it's good to be here right now. It's comfortable. The temperature's good. I'm not going to mention that 4-letter word that starts with an R. We hope to not see any of that tonight.
Yep.
And Beckett Capolini is kicking off for the Cyclones, and we are underway at North Stafford High School. This one's going to be fielded inside the 15-yard line, across the 20, 25, 30, and shy of the 35-yard line is a return man. North Stafford will have pretty good field position as they send their Wolverine offense onto the field to start things here tonight at North Stafford High School.
And Mark, let's see the defensive line real quick. Number 55.
Jaquan White.
Number 68.
69 rather, probably Brandon Weaver.
Yep. And 52.
And 52 is Carlos Diaz. All right, here is North Stafford on its own 33. And we talk about the spread of attack. They've got the receivers loaded up to the right. And they throw quickly, and it's a little pitch handoff. A little trickery to start things here. And taking the honors, number 8, Micah Brown. Picks up good yardage for the North Stafford Wolverines on first down, and he gives his team a first down all the way out to the 47-yard line. That's a pickup of 14 yards.
Yeah, a little hook and ladder, basically. A little, so a little trickery right now to keep Eastern View guessing a little bit.
Here's Sullivan, the quarterback, throwing near side. Got a receiver, caught, and out to about the Eastern View 40-yard line was number 3, Keenaz Sullivan. So, Steve, North Stafford coming out with their scripted offense, looking pretty good so far.
Yeah, they want to go quickly, Mark, and you're going to see them. So Eastern View cannot make any type of adjustments. They're going to want to go quick, and they're tough to slow down.
All right, they're going to run it for the first time here. Getting to the outside as that running back makes a cut upfield, turns on the Jets. He's being chased. Will they get him in time? They will tackle him short of the goal line. Another huge pickup for the North Stafford offense, Steve, and they are knocking on the door early on here.
Right, caught our defense pinching in and wasn't playing contained, and that number 8 was able to get outside, and once he got that corner, he was gone, but Brett Clatterbaugh was able to chase him down and bring him down.
Yep. Running back on the play was number 8, Micah Brown. Now they have it first and goal now from the 8, that's North Stafford. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left on first and goal. Sullivan handing off Brown. Straight ahead he goes, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown North Stafford. It comes a minute and 12 seconds into this first quarter of action.
And again, Mark, that's kind of poor tackling, too, by Eastern View. You're not going to just knock that running back down. Micah Brown is very strong, a physical runner. If you're going to hit him, you got to wrap him up.
And now on for the point after is the kicker there, number 34, who doesn't appear on my roster. And this kick was what, blocked?
Blocked.
Yeah, all right, 6-0 our score. Well, let's talk about North Stafford's offense, Steve. They started at their own 33-yard line, and 4 plays later, they ran it in from 8 yards out. And they used a little trickery, and they used the short pass, and then they used the long run, and they looked pretty good.
Yeah, they looked real good, and that trickery caused Eastern View's defense to kind of play back on their heels a little bit. Didn't know which way it's coming, so the short passing game worked wonders for North Stafford. Then they're able to set up that run beautifully. So defense is going to have to go back here and re-examine with the defensive coordinator what went wrong there. And hopefully now, with Eastern View and all offense on the field, we can return the favor.
Nolan Maki of North Stafford will tee it up to kick off for the Wolverines. And number 3, DeAndre Brock, is the deepest of the return men waiting this kickoff for North Stafford, which struck first. And they made it look easy. But, you know, things will surely tighten up as we go along through this game. We're going to see how Eastern View responds, being down early, 6-0 here in this first quarter, with 10:48 to play.
Just waiting on the signal.
Here is the kick. Going to be a short one. Going to be fielded inside the 20-yard line. And the return man there doesn't get too much. That's number 11, Alden Pritchett, on the return for Eastern View. Let's check the field position. We'll see A.P. Hall and his offensive teammates coming on the field here momentarily.
And what that return man's got to understand, Mark, is you got to turn upfield, not run sideways. and that was enabling the North Stafford kickoff team to catch up with them and not get them very much yards.
All right, so operating from the 19-yard line are the Cyclones. AP Hull back there as a quarterback. Hands off. Shaheem Fry coming to the side. Got out about to the 20, maybe the 21, that's all. Well, did you know that localsportshistory.com is the community sports site that you are building organically? Check out local sports information or contribute your submissions at localsportshistory.com. All right, picked up 2 yards. 2nd down and 8 Cyclones from their own 21. Trailing 6-0. Clock ticking, 10-10 to play in this first quarter. All right. AP Hull back there in the gun. Got a running back on both flanks of him. Here's Hull looking to throw. Comes some pressure. He steps up to get away from it. And they're going to tackle him short of the line of scrimmage. Going to bring up 3rd and long now for the Cyclones. Must have been a coverage situation.
I was getting ready. It was a coverage situation. North Stafford blanketed the wide receivers for Eastern View.
That's huge. All right, well, 3rd and 9 now for the Cyclones from their own 20. So if you're the Cyclones, Steve, you want to get a few yards here. Obviously, you'd like to get a first down, but you don't want to be punting from deep in your own territory. It's a field position is going to be key in what we think is going to be a close ball game here tonight. Throwing near side, incomplete. They overthrew the intended receiver there, number 15, Mason Settle. And here comes the punting team for Eastern View. It's going to be a 3 and out.
And that was a bad throw by AP Hall. He kind of sailed that a little bit, and Settle couldn't come up with it. Now Hall's going to be punting deep in his own territory, and don't think for 1 minute North Stafford's going to try to put some pressure here.
Contrail Ham and Keenaz Sullivan back, standing near midfield awaiting the kick from AP Hull, who stands inside his own 5-yard line, awaiting the snap.
And to me, it doesn't seem like Eastern View's in this game so far.
All right, here's Hull's kick. It's a high kick. This one caught, and a penalty flag will come in because of the contact, I believe. It was a fair catch signal, and then contact from that Cyclone player at the North Stafford 49-yard line. Well, as they walk this one off, let me tell you that this broadcast is brought to you in part by Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556.
Mark, this is not what Coach and the rest of the coaching staff for Eastern View want to happen right off the blocks, but, interfered with the fair catch.
Did they wave that one off? They haven't marked it off. That's where the ball was called at the 49.
Yeah, maybe they did. I didn't see them wave it off either, but they must have.
Well, North Stafford leading 6-0 on its second possession. Outstanding field position. The Wolverines starting at their own 49. Sullivan throwing, got a receiver near side, caught. Eastern View side of midfield near the 42-yard line.
And Mark, what's happening here is that Eastern View's giving those wide receivers too much of a cushion. And North Stafford's eating them up for about 7-8 yards every time. They're going to move the sticks pretty quickly if we're going to keep giving up those space to those wide receivers. We got to tighten it up a little bit.
You're right. You said 7 or 8, and that was an 8-yard pickup. It's 2nd down and 2 for the Wolverines. Chase Sullivan, the quarterback, wears jersey number 2. Micah Brown back there, and we got a whistle, and really this looks like to be our first flag. There was a flag called on that punt, but I don't think they assessed it against Eastern View.
I think they picked it up, said he didn't hit him. But this is going against North Stafford here.
Cost them 5 for the illegal procedure. And it'll push it back to the Eastern View 48, where it'll be 2nd and 7. 8 minutes and 18 seconds to play. Clock now resumes running again here in this first quarter. 6-0 our score in favor of the Wolverines. You were saying?
I was getting ready to say they need to start putting a little bit of pressure on this quarterback. They can't just let him sit back there and pick them apart.
Sullivan this time handing off. Micah Brown. Brown looking, he's kind of like a jitterbug there. It looked like he had him bottled up, and then he's just sort of juked his way for a few yards. Brett Clatterball makes the tackle for Eastern View.
And that's what, there's a flag in on the play and see what it is.
Picked up 4 yards. Did you see a flag?
Yeah, they put the flag on the play.
Okay, well, they are marking it off. This is another 5-yard penalty, perhaps?
No, this is
No,
going to be
this
holding.
is a bigger one.
This is going to be holding.
Though successive penalties now against North Stafford. The 5-yard one didn't hurt them too much, but the holding always does. Backs them up now to the North Stafford 42. And they've got to get to the the Eastern View 41, it looks like, for a first down. Here's Sullivan throwing. Got another receiver, this time open on the left. Clatterball chasing him. They tackle him at the 40-yard line of Eastern View.
Is it going to be enough to move? It is.
Looks like it is. So the Sullivan, the quarterback here, doing a nice job of looking both left and right for his receivers, Steve.
Yeah, it's right now, it's just because we're giving him too much pushing. That's what's going on. They're going to have to man up and play him tight, and then basically you have your lineman get pressure on the quarterback.
1st and 10, Wolverines. They fake it to Brown. They swing it near side, incomplete. That pass through a crowd. That one was intended for Roderick Atkins. Incomplete. 2nd and 10 coming up. This broadcast brought to you in part by Battlefield Automotive, featuring Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. 540-547-3673. 7:11 to play. First quarter action. Wolverines 6, Cyclones nothing. It is 2nd and 10 now for the Wolverines at the Cyclones 41. Sullivan gets the play call from the sideline. They spread it out to the Wolverines. Man in motion here. Sullivan swings it out to Micah Brown. Brown's got a blocker. Brown turns on the Jets. Watch out. He's gone. He's in from 41 yards out. And just like that, North Stafford a 2-touchdown lead, Steve.
Yeah, Mark, that was just too easy right there. Just a little screen pass or a little flare pass. And once he got turned on the Jets, at Micah Brown, there's no one Eastern View was going to catch him. So now.
His second touchdown of the night. He's got some really good footwork, and he's quick, isn't he?
He's quick, and especially on this turf field, he can really go.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Good-looking field here. It's a turf field, and well marked. I'm sure it's nice to play on, and it's fast. And here's the point after. Hits the left upright, no good. So one thing North Stafford has not done well is the one thing that hasn't really hurt them yet is they haven't converted on 2 of their extra points, but they're up 2 touchdowns against the Cyclones, and this is sort of territory where the Cyclones haven't been for a while.
And true, Martin, it's still 7 minutes to go in the first quarter, and already EV is down 12-0. Now, with those missed extra points, if Eastern View can solve the offense of North Stafford and get a stop and they score, that's where those in a close game could come back to haunt North Stafford. But right now, it's not close. North Stafford just putting it on them.
Steve, I think the starting point for Eastern View is that the Cyclones have to have better field position to start out with, because North Stafford had excellent field position when they started their second possession.
Right.
Short field from their own, 42 or 49?
Right.
Whatever it was. And then they had a couple of penalties. The holding worked against them, but it's like they just shook it off. It's like that's no big deal.
Because we're not covering right on the outside with our corners. We're giving them way too much cushion because you don't want them to get behind you. But again, you can't let him give 10 yards. That's too easy. It's just pitch and catch.
Yeah, right now, this quarterback, Sullivan, he's got enough time where he can just look left and right and choose his receivers. This one fielded on the run at the 25-yard line. The return man straight ahead. Good return across the 40. And this is much better field position for the Cyclones to start out on offense than what they had previously.
And I think really Eastern View's got to establish the run a little bit too, because Brett Clatterball's in there. You can either go line him up in a tight end position or a slot, maybe try to get something down the middle. But you're going to have a running game in order to stop this defense in North Stafford because they like to fly around the football.
All right, well, A.P. Hull and his offensive teammates will start this drive from their own 41. They do go the run, but the North Stafford Wolverines stuff this one immediately. The ball carrier, Jaheim Fry, nowhere to go.
Tackled by big number 54 for North Stafford. He's a load.
That is John Harrelson, a senior.
He's a big boy, and he was in there right on to stop that run.
No gain, 2nd and 10. Cyclones trailing 12-0. 6:25 to play, first quarter action. Clock is moving. Eastern View sends 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Hull, handoff, Jaheim Fry makes the cut, turns upfield, gets a little bit of a push and out to the 45-yard line, a pickup of 5 yards. That'll bring up 3rd and 5. Well, this broadcast brought to you in part by Fountain Sons, more than a respected funeral home. They support youth at all levels so they could become tomorrow's leaders. Fountain Sons, 825-3530. 3rd down and 5 here for the Cyclones. And A.P. Hull, big 3rd down. We say it a lot, Steve, but you know it really isn't cliche. It rings true at every time. Long snap count. Here's Hull on the empty backfield, swings it near side. Receiver tackled immediately out there. And let's see who it was on the reception. Pick up some of the, not looking my way, number 2. That's DeAndre Brock. And now 4th down, no gain on the play. What do you do here? Do you go for it or?
Well, you're down 2 touchdowns. I think you could put North Stafford in deep in their own territory, but I don't think they're going. They're going to line up. They're line up like they're not going to punt it. They're going to line up like they're going to go for it. Or it could be a sucker play.
Well, it could be that, or of course you have A.P. Hull back there too as your quarterback who doubles as the punter. So he could kick it away. He probably would like to draw them all sides and get it that way. They do run it. Turning up is Jaheim Fry. He made a nice cut and then surged ahead to give the team the 1st down, and that was a big one. I really feel like Eastern View needed that one.
They did, Mark. They needed that one in a big way, and Fry was able to give it to him. He lowered his shoulder. Looked like he was going to be stopped short, but he was able to get lower and pick up that 1st down.
4:40, clock ticking, 1st quarter, 12-0 Wolverines, but the Cyclones just got a 1st down to keep this drive going. They have it now 1st and 10 at the North Stafford 48. A.P. Hull handing off, and the ball carrier smothered after he picked up 2 or 3 yards. This is not Fry. It's number 10 for Eastern View, Steve. That is Jordan Hopkins. Well, we mentioned his name in the last broadcast.
Right.
He had a few carries, a few touches.
Yes. And see, what they got to do is if they can get 4 to 6 yards on 1st down, that puts them in more manageable instead of those deep, 3rd downs.
2nd down, Hull going to throw it. He's going to air it out there long, going up for it. This one incomplete.
No,
or is it caught?
Catch.
Was it caught?
Yeah.
It was caught. Wow, what a throw.
Yeah,
right there at about the 1-yard line.
But the other official saying he's coming over thinks that they're having a conference right now.
Yeah, that was hard to see. Hull really aired it out there for his receiver. Could you see who caught that one?
No, I was trying to think who it was, but I can't see.
They are conferring. Well, I think they're going to rule it a catch, and it's going to be right at the 1-yard line. So you might as well get those vocal cords warmed up, Steve.
Number 7 was caught that.
Number 7. Well, that's Cam Roy.
Yeah.
But what a throw by Hull, and good concentration by the receiver to haul that one in. He was down at the 1-yard line, so it's 1st and goal here. A.P. Hull, empty backfield. Now he swings it on the end around here, and this actually loses yardage. Let's see who made the play there. That was number 2, Jaheim Fry on the carry.
Yeah, but he's going to be.
They were in tackling about the 3, so he actually lost a couple of yards.
Gain of a yard on the play.
Well, they must not have had the ball at the 1-yard line if in fact he gained a yard.
Yeah, they had it at a 4, I believe.
But he did gain a yard. He's at the 3, and it's 2nd and goal from that spot. And Fry's in the backfield with Hull. Hull's going to keep it. Hull looking for the end zone, and he's in. from 3 yards out. The Cyclones are on the scoreboard.
Fear the wind. It's a Cyclone touchdown. A.P. Hull from 3 yards out. Touchdown, and they needed that mark. They needed that answer right away.
Yep, and now Beckett Capolini will come on for the point after attempt. But what a throw that it's too bad we can't see that one again because that was really, Hull just really aired it out.
And it was basically a jump ball between the North Stafford and the Eastern View player. And when he came down, it was in his lap. And so he was down right there on contact.
Hull now the holder. Capolini's kick is blocked. So block kick seems to be at a premium here tonight.
Yep, it sure does. That doesn't bode well for Eastern View. I was hoping they could get that 7 because that put them on track. But right there, you get the play was also a little bit slow developing too.
So Eastern View answers, Steve, and of course, I mentioned that it certainly helped the cause that they were able to start this possession with really good field position at their own 41. And remember, on 4th down, they went for it, and they got a first down, and that's really what kept the drive going.
Yep. You're right. And then, like I said, the big touchdown, not touchdown, but a big long pass by Hull. And it's basically, it's going to force North Stafford to be on, instead of putting a lot of pressure, it's going to keep them honest because Hull can throw it.
Really can. Well, this broadcast brought to you in part by CFC Farm and Home Center, supplying your lawn and garden, pet, and farm needs since 1932. Hometown pricing and outstanding service at CFC Farm and Home Center, 825-2200. All right, Capolini has teed it up. Cyclones have pulled to within one score. It's 12-6 with 2:47 to play here in this first quarter at North Stafford High School. And here is Capolini's kick. Getting under it inside the 15-yard line, and the return man there over that left side brings it out all the way to the 45-yard line. And so again, North Stafford's offense will start with, really outstanding field position.
Well, right now, Mark, and I can see this right now, the speed of North Stafford's bothering Eastern View. They haven't come up with, maybe Huguenot would be probably the closest equivalent as far as speed goes. And right now, North Stafford's using their speed, and Eastern View's got to figure a way to neutralize it.
Yeah, and that's a key point because you can tell that you watch these players, and they do have speed, and what do they say, speed kills?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, let's see how Eastern View offsets some of that. All right, back on offense for the Wolverines from their own 47-yard line. Sullivan's the quarterback. Here comes the pressure. They pick it up. Now they go back to the run. Over that right side, makes a cut. And then Brown is tackled after a pickup of 3 yards. He'll be just shy of midfield.
A big Brett Clatter ball lowered the boom on.
He sure did.
On that play. And that's what he needs to bring every play. Make them feel it, especially that running back.
Okay, here's 2nd and 7. Here's Sullivan. Here comes some pressure. They pick it up. They throw near side. This one is incomplete. And good coverage out there by the Cyclones, Steve. That was Jaheim Fry covering against the receiver. As soon as the ball made contact with the receiver's hands, Fry made contact with him and jarred it loose.
That's what they have to do. Just don't give up that big cushion. Because I thought for a minute that big cushion they're giving was going to come back and haunt them. But it was a good break up there by Fry. Good defensive play.
All right, now the Wolverines looking at 3rd and 7. 2 minutes to play here in this first quarter. Okay, here's Sullivan. Here comes the pressure, and they sling him in for the big sack all the way back to the 35-yard line. And let's pick up the number on that, Steve.
Number 8.
Number 8 for Eastern View.
Yep.
That's Dominic Simendinger.
Yep, he was in there and like a shot out of a cannon.
Well, that was the kind of pressure you're talking about needing to apply on this North Stafford quarterback. Big sack, big loss, and that brings on the punt team.
It's going to get Eastern View in good field position as well.
And back deep for the Cyclones is number 3, DeAndre Brock. awaiting the punt here. Here's a penalty flag down and a quick kick goes straight up in the air. It's not going to go very far. Let's check the bounce. It's going to roll down dead near midfield. Let's check the penalty on this one.
It's going to be against North Stafford. I think they left early. So the key is you're going to want to make him kick it over. No, look at the field position you got.
Yeah.
I decline and take the play.
If you have the ability to decline it, wouldn't you take the field position there? You're going to have the ball near midfield.
Yeah. Exactly. You don't want him unless, because, they're going to.
Yep, they declined it. Exactly. The illegal procedure penalty. So the Eastern View offense back on the field with outstanding field position. They're going to have it. It looks like on the North Stafford side of midfield, and it is.
And that's
49.
And that's, like I said, start throwing the ball around. But, right now, these corners for North Stafford, they're quick, but they're small. And if you can match up with them on a one-on-one or get Brett Clatterbaugh on one mismatch somewhere, throw him the football.
But some of those linemen for the Cyclones, Steve. Dylan C. is out there. Number 77 is Eric Smith.
52.
They've got some size to them as well. That's Carlos Diaz.
Number 70.
Well, we mentioned him. That was Dylan C.
Yeah, okay.
All right, from the 49. Eastern View looking to tie this one up. Here's Hopkins. Hopkins looking for some running room, won't find much. They're going to stop him near the line of scrimmage and bring up 2nd down and 10.
So you got to make that pursuit of North Stafford work against them. By then, you do a little play action, then come back to the short side. Play action and then come back either the short side or on the other side of the field where there's some one-on-one matchups.
Final 40 seconds ticking down here in the first quarter at North Stafford High School. And the Cyclones looking at 2nd and 10 here from the North Stafford 49. AP Hall back, throwing deep, incomplete. Threw that into double coverage, intended for number 15, Mason Settle. Brings up 3rd and 10.
And see, that's when they need to look. AP Hall needs to look that receiver off because he's throwing into double coverage. If he's throwing into double coverage, there's somebody open on the other side. Go through your progressions, and he can do it. They had time. The offensive line's giving him time.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know who hasn't touched the ball on offense yet?
It's
Number 34,
no.
Brett Clatterbaugh. Now he's in the backfield. Sort of lining up there as an H-back, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
With Hull and Hopkins in the backfield. Hull throwing on the run. This one incomplete. Penalty flag coming in there on the defender who must have made early contact.
It is, but there's a penalty against Eastern View for false start.
Yeah.
Then you get a penalty defensive interference here against North Stafford. Now, they should not offset, should they? Because one's a 5 and the other's a 15. So they mark the 5 yards and then go to the 15 the other way.
All right, let's watch this. Let's see how it plays out. Ontario Washington was the defender.
Yeah, they offset. They offset.
Well, if they offset, then they redo 3rd down.
Yep.
Well, I think if you're the Cyclones, you don't object to that, do you?
No.
Because you had that 5-yard penalty, would have set it back, made it 3rd and 15. But you also had the pass interference, too, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, because I remember last week they were against Colburn and Cortland, they would, invoke the 5-yard. Then when there was the other penalty against Cortland, there happened to be a hole in there or a personal foul, they'd mark that off.
Okay, here's 3rd and 10. Hull, the quarterback. Jordan Hopkins alongside him. He's going to block. They're going to swing it out to Brett Clatterbaugh. He's got it. He breaks the tackle, and then he gets inside the North Stafford 40, and that'll be enough for a Eastern View 1st down. We were just talking about Clatterbaugh getting his first touch.
Yeah, he did, and then looks like he's coming up just limping a little bit because they did hit him in the ankles there, but maybe just, hopefully it's just a little stinger.
It would be hard to get him out of the lineup, wouldn't it?
Yeah, he's hurt though.
Well, they needed 10 yards. That's what they got. New set of downs, and there is the sound that signals the end of the quarter. We've played one here at North Stafford High School, where our score is Wolverines 12, Cyclones 6. We'll take a break and come back for the start of the second quarter right after this. Keep it right here on the Culpeper Media Network. You're watching Cyclones football.
This broadcast is made possible by the generosity of our community sponsors.
Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. CFC Farm and Home Center, supplying your lawn and garden, pet, and farm needs since 1932. Hometown pricing and outstanding service at CFC Farm and Home. Found in Sons Funeral Home, Culpeper's perpetual best of the best for resources, planning, and support for our entire community. Battlefield Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford, proudly serving the Culpeper community for over 20 years. State-of-the-art service departments and over 22 acres with hundreds of new and pre-owned vehicles. Battlefield Automotive. Nominations are now being accepted for the local area sports Hall of Fame. Nominate anyone that you feel is deserving of historical local sports recognition at localsportshistory.com/HOF.
All right, back to our broadcast. Start of the second quarter. The two teams switch directions, and the Cyclones now moving from left to right. Have 1st and 10 at the North Stafford 39, trailing 12-6. Here's Hull. Protection holds up, throwing long, got a receiver. This one is incomplete. That was awfully close. Thought he might have hauled that one in. Let's see who that is on the...
Looks like it was Settle.
Let's see what it is here. No, well, wait a minute. Was it number 3?
I can't.
Why are these numbers so hard to pick up?
It
is.
It's number 3.
Yeah. DeAndre Brock.
Yeah, there's 15 right here.
All right. Incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 Cyclones. North Stafford 39. Opening minute here of this second quarter. If you're just tuning in, North Stafford opened a 12-0 lead. Eastern View came back. Neither team is connected on their point after, and so it's 12-6, our current score. And here's 2nd and 10, and a penalty flag comes in here.
Now, I think it's going to be against North Stafford. They might have jumped into the neutral zone. Let's see.
And this is 15. Mason Settle checking back into the lineup for the Cyclones, Steve, and they mark off the 5 yards. You're right. And that moves the ball down to the 34-yard line where it's 2nd down and 5. So the free 5 yards given to the Cyclones makes things a little easier for them. You're right, Clatterball back in the lineup. Ball at the 34. Jordan Hopkins alongside AP Hull in the backfield. 2 receivers to the left. Hopkins, the ball carrier, makes the cut, then surges straight ahead. Got just shy of the 25-yard line. A nice pickup and easily a 1st down for the Cyclones.
Yeah, that was a good inside run right there. A little inside trap, and they were, Hopkins was able to pick up that 1st down.
Cyclones take it up the middle and pick up a 1st down to get them in.
Yeah, they're close to the red zone here. Looks like they have it at the 27. Hopkins remains in the backfield with Hull. They give it to Hopkins. He's looking for room, and he gets smothered and taken to the turf by big number 45 on the play. That is McCare backup.
And the thing right there, Mark, that was poor blocking on the offensive line for Eastern View to let that play had nowhere to go once the ball was snapped because North Stafford D-line was in the backfield.
Mm-hmm.
I know it was going to be like a delay handoff type situation, but it never got started. But they need to come away with points, I think, here, especially this deep in North Stafford territory.
Lost 4 yards in the play. It's 2nd down and 14 from the 31. Jaheim Fry back in the lineup there. They set up the screen to Fry, and he's immediately hit and tackled. And held to no gain on the play.
And that was the right play call, but it just kind of, again, it looks like Eastern View's kind of like in slow motion compared to the speed of North Stafford. North Stafford attacked that. As soon as it was a screen, they had those defensive backs right up there.
Well, I was thinking, you've talked about the speed of North Stafford, and I think they showed that on that defensive play, how quick they are to get to the ball. Well, here's a 3rd and long, 3rd and 16 to be exact for the Cyclones from the Wolverine 32-yard line. 9:52 clock moving, second quarter action. 12-6 our score in favor of North Stafford. Here's a big 3rd down situation, and they're going to send Clatterball to the right to join his teammate there on the right side. They throw incomplete, and they had a receiver out there open. They just couldn't get the ball to him, and I believe that was Brock.
Yeah, he was open, but Hull was getting a lot of pressure put on him. He kind of had to hurry that throw. You saw the throw was kind of wobbly and wasn't able to get there.
Okay, you got 4th and 16. The ball's at the 32. So I guess obviously they go for it here.
Yeah, punt's not going to help him here.
Right. On 4th and 16. They fake it to Fry. Now Hull is throwing. Well, we got contact out there, and I think we're going to have a penalty flag against North Stafford's defender. Way too close to DeAndre Brock, and too much contact. I don't think you can not throw that
it's
flag.
either be interference or holding, so it's going to be interference 15 yards. First down for Eastern View.
So they would mark it off from the line of scrimmage from the 32, and that should take it down to the 17 when they mark it off. We'll check here just a second. I want to tell you, localsportshistory.com is the community sports site that you are building organically. Check out local sports information or contribute your submissions at localsportshistory.com.
They only gave it a 10-yard.
30, 25, 20, and they have it at the 22 instead. 10 yards, you're right. And that's not an automatic first, is it?
No.
And
so it's 4th and 6.
Mm-hmm.
I think Eastern View needs a timeout here, maybe.
4th down and 6 at the North Stafford 22. They fake it to Fry. They swing it out to Clatterball, and I think they threw it before he was looking. Steve?
Yep, they did. He wasn't looking for that ball. I think it was a little bit quick. Brett's got to remember to turn that head, and he didn't see it. So.
Turnover on down, so North Stafford foils Eastern View's attack. All right, well, this broadcast brought to you in part by Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556. 9:23 to play, second quarter action. North Stafford's defense just held. Eastern View turned the ball over on downs, and the Wolverines go back on offense from their own 22, leading 12-6 here in the second quarter. Handoff straight ahead, the ball carrier, Micah Brown, not going very far this time. Maybe a yard or two on the play.
Yeah, it was good defense at the point of attack by Brett Clatterball, number 33 for Eastern View, too. Right.
Well, Micah Brown has both North Stafford touchdowns tonight, Steve.
Yep, sure
He's
does.
really like a jitterbug back there, isn't he?
Yeah, he's very quick.
All right, here's Sullivan. They spread it out. He's going to throw near side. This one caught, tackled immediately by Jaheim Fry, was a receiver who got across the 30 out to the 31. And he's going to be a little shy of a first down. He's going to bring up 3rd and 1.
Yeah, I thought maybe he had time to break on it and go for the interception.
3rd and 1 for the Wolverines.
Eastern View's got to play disciplined here. Don't jump. Don't give it to him. Make him earn it.
Okay, man in motion there is Roderick Atkins. They hand it off. This is Brown. Brown will have a first down as he gets out to the North Stafford 40-yard line. And a new set of downs for his team.
Number 8, he's quick. He's a little guy, but he's powerful.
Yeah, Micah Brown, he's a senior. He's having a good game. 10 yards, first down. North Stafford at its own 41, again leading 12-6. Clock running, under 8 minutes to play here in the second quarter. That's Brown in motion. And here's Sullivan. They're going to swing it out to a wide open Brown. Nobody out there. And Brown gets in the open field, is spinning his way around out there, and they tackle him at the Eastern View 46. So, Steve, that looked like a breakdown to me.
It did a breakdown, and then you just see him kind of like dancing along there, and no one's pursuing the football.
And it's like we caught the ball. He was so wide open out there. It was like he just sort of delayed, like, where are the defenders? And then he sort of picked it up. But another first down. That was just sort of an odd play that he was so open. A new set of downs here as North Stafford now on the Eastern View side of midfield at the 46. Plenty of time for Sullivan, airing it out long and then complete. He had a receiver and a step out there, just barely overthrew him. Let's pick up the number. Steve, that was number one.
Number one.
Roderick Atkins.
And
this Sullivan can sling it too, can't he?
He can sling it, and you know what? He almost caught Eastern View trying to take, they're nonchalantly covering it. They didn't think the ball was going to get thrown that far. And that little receiver just came right out of nowhere. Bam.
Yeah, just slightly overthrew him. Brings up 2nd and 10 now for the Wolverines at the Cyclone 46. Sullivan is your quarterback. Micah Brown back there alongside him. Like I said, Brown has both North Stafford touchdowns so far tonight. High snap, Sullivan gets it down, he throws wide open out there in the flat at the 40, and then surging ahead down to about the 30. Another first down for North Stafford. Trying to pick up the receiver there.
Again, too much of a cushion, Mark.
Yep.
Way too much of a cushion.
Well, I believe it was Keenaz Sullivan, but regardless, brings up another North Stafford first down. The Wolverines are on the move. This drive started at their own 22.
Well, they're on the move because of a horse collar tackle. They just got nailed for 15.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I thought I saw a flag come in there, and then sure enough, that's exactly what it was. So now they have it 15 at the 16, don't they? Mm-hmm. That's where it's 1st and 10 for North Stafford. Jay Sullivan is the quarterback. Micah Brown is back there with him. 3 receivers to the left. We have a whistle and stoppage for this play.
And it's going to be against North Stafford, so I'm going to back them up.
This play.
And it's going to be against North Stafford, so I'm going to back them up.
All right, as they mark it off, we'll say this broadcast brought to you in part by Battlefield Automotive, featuring Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. 540-547-3673.
Yeah.
So they backed them up 5 to the 21. All right. 1st and 15 there. Clock moving, 6:35 to play. First half action. 12-6 our score in favor of the home team Wolverines. Here's Sullivan throwing. Got a man on the slant, caught, hurdles a defender, and he's into the end zone from 21 yards out. Let's check his numbers, Steve. Let's see if we can pick it up.
There comes the flag. Number 3.
All right, number 3 was the receiver, and that was Keenaz Sullivan. Sullivan to Sullivan. Will they hit him with a unsportsmanlike penalty after that play?
Taunting.
Which they'll assess on the kickoff. But 18-6 now in favor of North Stafford. And that was a 21-yard pass from Sullivan to Sullivan.
But again, the mark is that Eastern View is just giving way too much cushion. They ought to at least man up on them and bump those receivers coming off the line, kind of disrupt their pattern. Don't just sit back 10 yards or 8 yards and then be backing up on your heels. The receivers got all the advantage.
All right, now on for the third Point after attempt. This one is a low kick, but it does clear the crossbar. Doesn't have to be pretty, just have to clear it. So it's 19-6. So Sullivan to Sullivan for the passing play and touchdown, and it will drive it started on their own 22, and they used 8 plays, went 78 yards, and then they capped it with a 21-yard scoring pass from Sullivan to Sullivan. And 19-6 is our current score. So what do you think about that drive, Steve?
I just think that a lot of that was Eastern View's doing. They, like I said, giving too much cushions to the wide receivers, then mistakes, penalties. It killed them here.
Well, this broadcast brought to you in part by Found & Sons, more than a respected funeral home. They support youth at all levels so they can become tomorrow's leaders. Found & Sons, 825-3530. Well, they'll mark off 15 yards against this kicking team because of the unsportsmanlike penalty following that touchdown. And so North Stafford will actually be kicking from its own 25. So Eastern View, odds are, should have excellent field position when they bring their offensive unit back onto the field.
Yeah, I think Eastern View needs to score here because they get the ball at the start of the second half. If they can score here and go in the momentum, it might be a game changer.
Yeah, so you talked about North Stafford's quickness and speed, and it's been to their advantage so far. On the return from the 30 out to about the 36. So, above average field position for the Cyclones as AP Hall and his teammates come on to the field. Let's talk about who else is in action tonight. Our other team is Culpeper, Steve, and they are matched up tonight against Caroline at home.
And Culpeper's up by a score of 14-6. Kayla Green just had a 40-yard touchdown.
Does it indicate how much time is
still late in the first half?
Well, that's quite a plus for the Blue Devils to be up against on Caroline by that score at this juncture. Here's AP Hull. Jaheim Fry, the ball carrier, straight ahead to about the 40, it looks like.
And right now I just think that Eastern View. Is it me, Mark, or or is it? Do they just seem real flat? They just don't look comfortable out there.
Well, I don't know. I think that a big part of it has to do with maybe the talent of this North Stafford team.
Yeah.
You've talked about the quickness and speed. Sullivan, the quarterback's had a good game, and he's had time to operate. He's had different receivers in the mix. And what about the play of Micah Brown?
Yeah, I mean he's been.
Well, we got 2nd and 6 here. Jaheim Fry is in the backfield with AP Hull. North Stafford shows pressure. Now they back off. They swing it out here in the flat to Jaheim Fry, who makes a move. Breaking tackles, and there goes Jaheim Fry. And he's headed to the end zone. He won't quite make it this time. They're going to knock him out of bounds just shy of the goal line there. Inside, well, actually, just shy of the 5-yard line.
That was a good catch and good run by Fry. He was able to, break through contact and head for the end zone. He did the right thing by heading to that corner of the end zone, see if he tried to sneak it in, but he got knocked out just at what, about the 6-yard line?
Yeah, about the 6. And, the thing is that this is, Eastern View's attempt to answer North Stafford's scoring drive from the 6-yard line. We got a whistle. And we may be getting a timeout here.
Yeah, it looks like timeout, North Stafford.
All right, first one taken tonight. Well, we'll tell you that our timeout sponsor is UVA Community Credit Union, strengthening the financial health of our members and of the Culpeper community. UVACreditUnion.org. So, with the timeout, we have exactly 5 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Our score is North Stafford 19, Eastern View 6. But, Steve, it looks like Eastern View is threatening to answer that here and pull to within one score again.
Well, they need to answer here. They need, and if not with a field goal try, they need to get a touchdown here. And that's where I look for AP Hall. Even doing a quarterback draw is big, 6'2", 240. And just get it. All he needs is a good little crease and get up in there and see if he can power his way in the end zone.
And Jaheim Fry is back there. Brett Clatterball is lined up as a receiver far left, wide left, and you've got Mason Settle, bottom of your screen to the right. And this is Hull. He's going to keep it, and straight ahead he goes. He's going to use that strength and power to try to get in. Going to be a little shy of the goal line, but it's only going to be second down. So they've got 3 downs here to try to punch it in.
See, I like that call because, you know, they're going to sit there and try to go look at the receivers a little bit, and Hull can be able to pick his lane.
Picked up 3. Second and goal from the 4. He wants to throw it, and he's looking for Brett Clatterball, and he's got him from 4 yards out. Eastern View has answered.
Feel the wind, it's a Cyclone touchdown. Hull to Brett Clatterball from 4 yards out.
It makes it 19-12 with 4:32 to play here in the
now,
second.
would you go for 2 or would you go for 1?
I think you go the conventional go for 1 here with Capolini. Well, we got a whistle. We're going to stop this one. And, you know, North Stafford was in there pretty close looking for another block.
Yeah, the line's got to feel these guys aren't that big, but they're quick. They're getting those gaps quickly.
Okay.
And now it looks like timeout. Eastern View.
Now, Eastern View takes its first timeout.
Yeah, because, you know, he noticed how quick they are. I would, like I said, maybe they're going to change up and go for 2 here.
Well, let's say you do, and you get it, and it's 19-14. Then a touchdown gives you the lead with or without a point after. But if you don't go for it,
you're still only down a touchdown, extra point, 19-12.
Yeah, right. But if you just go for the point after, it's 19-13, right?
Right.
Then a touchdown, an extra point gives North Stafford the lead. I kind of like the idea of a 2-point play here, but we'll see. What would you do, Steve?
Given the way they're rushing the football, you know, in defense, North Stafford getting in our kicker, and our kicking game's kind of slow to develop here, I would go for 2.
Let's see what they do.
Because, you know, Capolini's not getting any. He's getting blocked because he just doesn't have much time because they're already in on that ball. So it
looks like they're going to go for the 2 now after this timeout. They sure are. Number 33 is Austin Taylor in the lineup. Hull is back there with Clatterball. They may snap it to him, and they do. There's Clatterball getting in from 2 yards out. This is good. There may be a penalty flag down. Let's check and see what the call's going to be.
It's going to be a false start. Eastern View, they left a little bit.
Well, if that's the case, you bring your kicking team back on, right?
Yeah, that's against Eastern View. Yeah, it is. So now you bring your kicking team back on because it's going to be 5 yards.
Yeah.
The ball was at inside the 2, so to be 7. Ball to 7. Or is he still going to stick with it? Let's see.
You know, you really have to like the play call there to think, okay, let's get the ball to Brett Clatterball here.
Yeah. And they're going to call it. Here comes the kicking team.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you have to do this after that penalty. I mean, without the penalty, it's 19-14.
Right.
And it's 19-12, and now Capolini will try to make it 19-13.
But you make sure you get some boys in there that's going to block. See, their splits are too big.
All right. Capolini on for the point after. And this time the kick is up, and this one is good.
Yep.
19-13.
Yep, he got it off quicker. You know, he got to the, you know, was able to get it off quicker, and the line held this time.
4:32 to play here in the second quarter. Steve, this was a drive that started at Eastern View Zone 36. What do you think the key to that successful drive was?
Well, they got a couple breaks along the way and increased more physical style play, especially in the line of scrimmage.
All right. Well, this broadcast brought to you in part by CFC Farm and Home Center, supplying your lawn and garden, pet and farm needs since 1932. Hometown pricing and outstanding service at CFC Farm and Home Center, 825-2200. So we've got a good football game here tonight, Steve. 19-13. We mentioned that it certainly had the makings for a close game, no doubt about it. Of course, anything can happen, but both teams proving that they can move up and down the field on offense. Here's Capolini's kick. Fielded inside the 25-yard line. Here comes the return man, breaking a tackle, picking up a block, makes another cut, turns upfield, and they finally tackle him at the 25-yard line.
But he's going to be coming back. It's going to be a block in the back against North Stafford.
And that was on the return there, number 21, Ontario Washington for North Stafford. But how do you negate a good return? Well, you get a bad block, right?
Bad block in the back. So it's coming back. See what the call is. Yeah, hold. That's
all the way back to the 25-yard line.
They gated a big run. Again, the speed is bothering Eastern View. You can just see it. They need to, like I said, you got and the way you can beat speed is with power, and the way you got to be able to take over the line of scrimmage. You got to start really, putting a hat on somebody.
Well, we talked about these two teams' records, identical 3-1. They have a common opponent in Brook Point this season. Eastern View beat Brook Point by 7 points. North Stafford beat them last week by 14. So that's some metric, I suppose, to consider.
And see
the short completed short pass here.
But Mark, I wonder
for a short game.
When they line up again, watch how much cushion over there on that edge. They're basically conceding the edge to North Stafford, and it was an easy pitch and catch. And a big gainer.
Pass play picked up 5 yards. It's second down and 5. Here is Sullivan again. Here comes a little bit of pressure. He steps away from it. Penalty flag is down as he throws long, and this one incomplete, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver there, number 5, Antoine Barnes.
But it's coming back. It's going to be a hold against North Stafford on the outside.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, both these quarterbacks can sling it.
They can sling it.
Yeah. And you had a receiver there who was open. A tad overthrown, but as Steve pointed out, they bring it back anyway because of the holding penalty.
Well, I saw the holding from up here. The Eastern View pursuer was tackled.
Yeah, you can block them, but you can't tackle them, right?
Exactly. Now they got
back to the 20-yard line it is. All right, this time North Stafford loads up that left side, and now it looks like Eastern View is going to give them 5 yards here with the encroachment.
Yeah, we'll see. See what it is.
See if, yeah, here it is.
But if we look over the far side of the field, there's a big cushion on that receiver, and then they got trips over here, and they got big cushions here.
Clock running, 3:20 to play here in the second. Our score, North Stafford 19, Eastern View 13. Wolverines load up this left side with 3 receivers and then 1 top of your screen. Chase Sullivan's the quarterback in the gun. All right, he doesn't even look left. He looks right. He has a receiver out there who makes a move and then is forced out of bounds after he picked up first down yardage all the way out to about the 40. To pick up a 15 yards and a North Stafford first down.
See, if that corner could read it right, Mark, that is primed to be intercepted if he just jump on the ball. But we're giving too much cushion. We're backing up on our heel, and basically we're allowing them to get first down. Very easy pitch and catch.
And a new set of downs for the Wolverines. Still plenty of time here remaining in this second quarter. 3 receivers on this left side, and this Sullivan's looking this way, and he's got a receiver who made a behind the back catch, so to speak, near the 20-yard line. Steve, that ball was thrown a little behind him, and he still made the catch, and it was number 7, Contrell Hem.
Well, let's go to replay. You can see it on this replay. So you have the quarterback right here. Again, we're giving too much cushion on this side, and he just runs right behind our defensive secondary for the catch.
1st and 10 now from the Eastern View 18-yard line. They fake it to Brown. Here's Sullivan being pressured, and they're going to sling him down for a loss. And I believe that was Eastern View's number 4. Well, couldn't be Tetreska Hagan. He's not in there. It's not
number 8.
4. Number 8? Okay. That's Dominic Simmendinger.
And he got him good.
Yeah, he did a second sack of the game for Eastern View.
Now Eastern View should try to see if they can limit these guys to keep them out of the end zone.
On a 2nd down and 17 now for the Wolverines from the Cyclone 25. And 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, or 3 receivers to the right, rather. Micah Brown, who has 2 touchdowns here tonight, is in the backfield alongside his quarterback, Chase Sullivan. And here's a whistle and more stoppage. Let's see what this is. Is this a timeout taken?
Timeout, North Stafford.
All right, timeout taken. That's their second. Well, our timeout sponsor is UVA Community Credit Union, strengthening the financial health of our members and of the Culpeper community. UVAcreditunion.org. So, any updates on the Culpeper-Caroline game?
Well, I just think I saw some, Culpeper's up 21-6.
Wow.
That's
well, you know, we knew that it'd be a tough game, but Caroline's got it in.
No, it's
Trying to get an update on the Culpeper score. 21-13 Culpeper over Caroline. And they're playing that game at Broman, aren't they? They didn't have to make the trip to Caroline, I don't think.
Right.
Yeah, it was, see what I had there. It was Caroline at Culpeper tonight, playing that game at Broman Field.
It's 21-18.
That's 13.
13.
21-13.
I don't have my glasses on. That would help.
Yeah, just some little indignities in life.
It's one of those things.
Yeah, it is. It is what it is, as they say.
Yeah. Steve, you're blind as a bat.
Here's Sullivan. Here comes the pressure. Watch out. They're going to wrestle him down for a huge sack again, all the way back to the 40-yard line. Pick up the number on that one.
55.
55 for Eastern View. That's Jaquan White.
He
wow, North Stafford now moving in reverse.
That's what Eastern View's got to continue to do. Just keep rushing that quarterback.
3 sacks, and that one, they netted him for a 12-yard loss on that play. 3rd down and very long.
But
the Wolverines have to get to about the Eastern View 7-yard line for a 1st down here.
Eastern View can't give up this big 3rd down play.
And the final minute ticking off here in the 2nd quarter. So here's 3rd and very long for North Stafford. They swing it out to Micah Brown. This one incomplete. Much better defense here the last few plays for Eastern View, where they're able to get to Sullivan and put that pressure on him.
Right, they need to keep that pressure on him too. I think they found how they're going to neutralize North Stafford. Now brings up 4th, and looks like they might punt this for the first time.
Yeah, I think they probably play field position here. Leading by 6 points, 19-13, 41.1 seconds showing on the scoreboard clock here at North Stafford High School in Garrisonville, Virginia. North Stafford, the home of the Wolverines. Name another team in Virginia known as the Wolverines, Steve.
You got me there.
All right, who is Woodgrove?
Oh, Woodgrove, okay.
Yeah. Woodgrove, and they won a state title a few years ago.
Yes, they did.
Here is the punt. It's a dandy. Well, it's going to be picked up, though, at the 5-yard line and returned out to about the 20. And
so that was a good positive yardage.
And that was Brock on the return. So if you're Eastern View, Steve, you have 32 seconds remaining. You have the ball, say, at your own 25, I believe it is.
Well, you
Or
want to take
23.
care of the football, Mark. You don't want to get too careless with the football down here, deep in your own territory. Or you just go in and say, hey, look, we're only down 19-13. Let's just do a couple you get the ball start second half.
Exactly. I was going to say because they won the toss and deferred, and so the Cyclones will receive this. Will receive the third quarter, second half kickoff.
But I do know one thing: play action's been bothering North Stafford. They should keep going to it.
They throw it out there to Brett Clatterball, and Clatterball picks up a few yards after the catch.
You see what they stop the clock.
Yeah, just stopped right now. I guess Eastern View's called a timeout.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have it at the 25, so that was a 2-yard pickup.
Yeah, where it said play action, I'd be lining up with a running back right beside me, fake the handoff to him, freeze those linebackers, and send Brett on a post from the slot. It's going to be wide open because the safety's rotating over to the other side, so because he's going to be looking at that ball fake. So we'll see what happens here. But I will say this, the speed has bothered Eastern View, and so what they got to do is, like I said earlier, in order to neutralize speed, you got to use power and keep the football.
Tyler Caperton in there. Number 17 is going to be receiver wide left. Flutter ball down at the bottom of your screen, wide right. AP Hall operate with an empty backfield here on second down late in this second quarter. Hull's looking downfield. Now he's going to keep it. Throws it as he's about to go down, and he threw it over to the sidelines there. Incomplete.
Yeah, it's incomplete, but he got it past the line of scrimmage.
I didn't see if. Oh, there it is.
Goes.
There's a flag coming in there.
It's going to be intentional grounding because there was nobody in the vicinity. That's going to be lost down. So that's going to be bring up fourth down. Or third down.
13.4 seconds showing on the scoreboard clock here in the second quarter at North Stafford High School. Cyclones trailing by 6, 19-13. Time for one or two plays remaining here before this intermission. As Hull pitches it, Hopkins. Here comes Hopkins. And here come a swarm of orange jerseys after him. No stopping after a short pickup. And the clock will continue to run. And there's a sound that signals the end of the quarter. So we're halfway done here at North Stafford High School. The two teams will head to the locker rooms for intermission with the Wolverines on top, 19-13. Enjoy the halftime break. And we'll come back for the third quarter kickoff when we're all set to begin action. Keep it right here on the Culpeper Media Network. You're watching Cyclones football.
This broadcast is made possible by the generosity of our community sponsors.
Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. CFC Farm and Home Center, supplying your lawn and garden, pet, and farm needs since 1932. Hometown pricing and outstanding service at CFC Farm and Home. Found in Sons Funeral Home, Culpeper's perpetual best of the best for resources, planning, and support for our entire community. Battlefield Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford, proudly serving the Culpeper community for over 20 years. State-of-the-art service departments and over 22 acres with hundreds of new and pre-owned vehicles. Battlefield Automotive. Nominations are now being accepted for the local area sports Hall of Fame. Nominate anyone that you feel is deserving of historical local sports recognition at localsportshistory.com/HOF.
Well, so if you think about the first half and then of course the break at the intermission, the one thing that Eastern View really hasn't established here tonight would be the rushing attack. Jaheim Fry and Jordan Hopkins not really able to get untracked. How can they get that going here in the second half?
And that's going to be the $64,000 question. I mean, Eastern View's used to having that big back that can get you the extra tough yards.
Yeah.
We don't have it other than unless you want to run Hull all the time on quarterback draws and up the middle. So basically what's happening is defenses are sitting there going, they don't look at Eastern View as a running threat. So we're going to put pressure on the quarterback and lock up on their receivers, and that's what they were doing, and they had quite success in doing that in the first quarter. Then we came back in the second quarter, and we were able to take advantage of a couple of penalties against North Stafford, and were able to get this game now down to within a touchdown. Because if it was going away with the first quarter, it would have been a long night for Eastern View.
And Eastern View will start out on offense when we start this second half. But I think it'll be interesting to see what sort of adjustments the Cyclones have made at the intermission, because I really think that they're probably going to get that running attack going. But I really like the fact that the Eastern View defense was able to turn back North Stafford's late second quarter threat, where North Stafford had the ball down and it looked like they were going to go back to that 2-touchdown lead. And Eastern View put the pressure on Chase Sullivan and they pushed him back and thwarted that effort there to keep it a one-score game.
Yeah, it was a very good defense stand. They blitzed, and they knew they had to get to him as quick as they can, because if you allow Sullivan stand back there and go through all his progressions, he's going to pick you apart. And, again, Eastern View's not out of this football game. They can definitely win this game. They're just going to have to, I think, when they on this possession here start the third quarter, I think they got to send a message. We've got to go down here and try to get points.
I just want you to know I'm looking forward to standing up and stretching after this game. We mentioned that we are in the stands tonight with the fans. This is where we're set up. So if you're watching the game, you're not going to see the high camera angled view down on the field. We're up here with the fans, and I told Johnny we need to make sure we pack some seat cushions in the near future, because I forgot how difficult it is to sit in these bleachers long term without really feeling it.
Really, and I got a big butt, and I'm still hurting.
But you look around, you see people with these bleacher chairs for good reasons.
Yep.
As to avoid that very thing. Well, North Stafford will kick off here to start this third quarter. Wolverines on top by 6 points, 19-13, and we are underway. Back to resuming action as this ball does not find its way to the end zone. It has to be picked up, and it's done so at about the 3-yard line. A penalty flag comes in on the return as the return man gets out to about the 20, and that was, let's see if we can pick up the number on that.
It's going to probably be a block in the back.
Yeah, I think the return man, that was Brock, wasn't it?
Yes. And,
but see, I think what happened on the kickoff, Steve, they thought it was going to go in the end zone. They were sort of waiting on it, and it didn't make it there.
Yeah,
then they had to pick it up from about the 3.
I was getting ready to say, pick it up. It's a live ball.
Yeah, it is live.
But we got a block in the back, so probably be half distance to the goal. Because if you did 10 yards in the spot, yeah, they mark it at the 5.
Deep in their own territory is Eastern View as it starts on offense here in this third quarter. Again, our score 19-13 in favor of North Stafford. They jumped out to a 2-touchdown lead, and then that Eastern View came back. Point after touchdowns were sort of an act of futility for both teams there that first half. But this is where we are, and they hand it off to Jordan Hopkins. He gets behind his lineman. And he gets out just shy of the 10-yard line. A pick up about 3, maybe 4 yards on the play. You
like how North Stafford on defense, though, runs the football. Their whole D front is running right to the football. So if they break one tackle, there's others there to finish up the job. So they're doing a good job of attacking our running game.
Yeah, ball carrier only picked up 2 yards, actually. So it's 2nd down and 8 from the 7-yard line. AP Hull confers with Jaheim Fry. And now they get set. They fake it to Fry. Hull throws under pressure, going up for it, and looks like this is going to be incomplete. It was nicely done. Let's see who went up for that catch, Steve.
Yeah, it was. He went up, made a good effort, but it was good coverage.
Oh, I'll tell you, it was DeAndre Brock. Third down here.
Now, I would look for a quarterback draw or maybe a little screen pass. Just trying to negate the speed of North Stafford. Use it against them.
Jordan Hopkins checks back in the lineup. Brett Clatterball will go wide left.
Yeah, and I don't like him wide left. I'm thinking more inside slot, tight end. He can really come across that middle. It's a big target.
All right, here's Hull. Here comes some pressure. He steps up. Now he throws downfield, looking for Brock. Excellent coverage out there by North Stafford's Washington, Ontario, Washington. And so 3 and out for Eastern View, Steve, and they are deep in their own territory. Hull will have to punt this one.
Yeah, deep in his end
From
zone.
his end zone,
And
yeah.
I'm just watching with Brett Clatterball. He had a small defender on him. He outweighs that defender by at least 40 pounds. Bring him in a little bit, come across, drag across that middle, make that small defender tackle.
Well, barring a miscue, North Stafford should have outstanding field position following this punt. Checking in the game is Mason Settle for Eastern View. Hull in his end zone. It's a low snap. Here's his kick. Pretty good one.
Yeah, good punt.
Sends the return men back. And this one is Atkins. Roderick Atkins on the return. There he goes. Atkins still fighting for yardage. Talk about some speed, Steve. He really turned on the Jets there and brought it down to about the Eastern View 10-yard line. Boy, they were quick.
Yeah, I was looking for a flag, man. It looked like there was a block in the back somewhere, but.
Well, all the way down to the 10.
Again, that was, a little bit poor tackling, especially when you let that returner get to the edge.
Yeah, what a nice return.
The penalty was on Eastern View. They declined it.
Hold on the Cyclones is declined.
Hold on the, on the punt. Yeah, well, obviously he would decline it. Well, that was all the way down to the 10. That was a 45-yard punt return.
Yep. And basically what had happened was APO out-kicked his coverage. He had a good punt, and we just weren't down in time enough to cover. Or again, to match the speed that North Stafford has on those small backs.
North Stafford in business here as the Wolverines take over on offense for the first time here in the third quarter, and they will do so in the red zone at the Eastern View 10. Chase Sullivan's the quarterback. Micah Brown here, the ball carrier, and he runs into the waiting arms of.
Fumble.
Was it a fumble? You called it. Eastern View says they have it. No signal yet.
That ball was out, and they're saying he was down by contact. That didn't look. I'd like to see a replay on that one. If I was the coach, I thought that ball was out. But we don't have replay in high school sports, so.
Yeah, North Stafford can be thankful for that call. There's actually lost a couple yards on a play. It's second and goal now from the 12. Sullivan has a different running back there. This time it's Caden Bowens, I believe. He gets the call. Straight ahead he goes. He's into the end zone from 12 yards out. Touchdown, North Stafford. It's 25-13.
And the offensive line of North Stafford did the job. They opened a big hole, and he was able to just walk right through it.
12-yard run. 9:49 to play here in the third. 25-13 our score. Well, when you punt the ball from your end zone and you get a nice return like North Stafford did, doesn't take you long to capitalize on that.
No, you're right.
25-13.
There's going to be a timeout, North Stafford here.
Yeah. Well, Did you know that localsportshistory.com is the community sports site that you are building organically? Check out local sports information or contribute your submissions at localsportshistory.com. Yeah, I was getting some messages from my friend Rodney Stewart, updates on the Culpeper game, and I just didn't have time to reflect on that and share those with the viewing audience because of the focus here during this game. But Steve, what was our score in the Culpeper-Caroline game at half? I think Rodney Stewart reported it as
21-13.
Yeah, well, he's got right. It was halftime. It was Culpeper 21, Caroline 13. Right now, it's Culpeper 21, Caroline 19.
Okay.
I appreciate Rodney Stewart messaging me that to keep us apprised of our other team. Blue Devils in action at home against the Cavaliers of Caroline, while the Cyclones here taking on a pretty fierce Wolverines team offensively, aren't they?
Yeah, but they're going to go for two.
Lining up for two. 25-13 our score. Man in motion coming this way. Sullivan. This one thrown and incomplete. This is a two-point try fails. And why were they going for two there, Steve?
Well, because basically, if you got the two, it would have been 25-13. It's two
27 would be two.
27-13.
Then you need two touchdowns and both your extra points.
Exactly.
Right.
So now, Eastern View, they're in this game. I mean, they can come down here, I think, and score. They just have got to start playing better. To me, if one person breaks down, it seems like the whole play breaks down.
Well, you look at that third quarter kickoff, and it looked like the ball was going to go to the end zone. They thought it was going to. Then they realized it wasn't, and so the return man picked it up at about the 3, and they ended up starting, I think, from their own, 7-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went 3 and out, had to punt from their end zone. Then they had that North Stafford excellent return and put them down to the 10-yard line. And 2 plays later, they were able to run it in from 12 yards out.
Yep, you're right. And now see what we can do. Eastern View can do on offense. Get on track.
All right. Well, North Stafford will tee it up, kickoff here in just a second. This broadcast brought to you in part by Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556.
See if the officials are giving the start.
All right, here's the kick. They keep it on the ground in a high hopper. This one down inside the 20-yard line, I believe. Let's see, check that. Inside the 25. Average field position for Eastern View's offense. So they come back onto the field trailing by 12 points. 25-13, 9:46 to play here in the third.
And I wonder what would be Eastern View's best. They've been pretty much locked up in their own territory on offense pretty much of the game. And they just need now string a few plays together, get some drives, get the ball moving down the field, just like what North Stafford does against them, that short passing game. Eastern View's got one. Use it.
4 receivers set, quarterback draw. Hull lowers his shoulders and ran over a defender. Picked up pretty good yardage.
I think we might get a face mask against North Stafford here on the tackle with Hall. We'll see what the call is here.
Well, it won't be against North Stafford, apparently. Yeah, they're going to bring it back.
Yep, his face mask, though, is against Hall, not.
The officials are conferring.
Because I saw him, dead ball. Shouldn't really be dead ball. It should be. They're taking their time. Jeopardy.
Well, the line of scrimmage was the 23. Officials needing some time to sort this one out.
Ooh.
Well, now they walk it off.
Did they say targeting?
I did not see what happened away from the football.
It's a 15-yarder.
That's a big one.
They're saying they pushed motion to his head, targeting. But I don't think it's. Or did Hull grab the face mask? I don't know. See, being on this side with the fans, we don't face the officials, so it's kind of hard to see.
Not getting the view we're accustomed to having for the most part. They push it back to the 17-yard line. Here's Hull throwing near side. Got a receiver. He's immediately tackled down. That was Jaheim Fry on the reception. And Lyndon Lawrence on the tackle.
This defense is really, of North Stafford, has really done a number against Eastern View. They're not used to this quickness out there, especially on the edges. So I understand why Hull ran. He had to pick the first down, but they're saying he grabbed his face mask or something at the end of the play. But still long, second, 15.
Yeah, in their own, deep in their own territory again for the Cyclones. Here's Hull, going to fake it, and he's going to keep it. He's going to get sacked. And 3 orange jerseys were in on the tackle. They sack him inside the 15-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd and very long.
Yeah, he was trying to get it to Brett Clatterbaugh, but Brett was very well covered, and that's why he tucked it.
Yeah, and he didn't have time. I mean, North Stafford, good interior penetration there.
And if you look at North Stafford's defensive line, they're not that big. They're just quick, and they're just getting in the gaps right between our offensive linemen.
Here is 3rd and 20 now for the Cyclones from the 13. They fake the run. Now Hull flushed out of the pocket, rolls to his right, throws downfield, incomplete, intended for Brett Clatterbaugh. Yeah. And a penalty flag has come in on this play as well.
That's going to be interference, 15 yards, and that's not going to be an automatic first down, though, Mark.
Well, because they have to have 20 yards for a first down. If they mark it off from the line of scrimmage, it wouldn't be, would it?
No. And you don't get in the pros, you get the spot.
All right, yeah. You'd like to have that at this point, spot foul.
And that is a spot foul, so it's going to be
out to the 28. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Out to the 20, because the line of scrimmage was the 13, 15 yards there. And still shy of a first down.
So they get the...
Calling it 3rd down here in about 5.
Will bring up a 15-yard penalty to make it 3rd and 5 for the Cyclones.
3rd and 5 for the Cyclones from the 28. Hull again throwing. He's got Clatterbaugh over the middle. Clatterbaugh has it, and he has a first down. Man, the ball is loose, and now North Stafford returning it. Or trying to, unless they rule it down. So now the ball was stripped. Clatterbaugh was stripped there at the end of the play.
He was stripped at the end of the play. It's going to be...
Oh, my gosh, that's a turnover there.
Yeah, that was a killer turnover right there.
Forced the fumble, stripped Clatterbaugh of the play, and now North Stafford in business again.
See, that's what Brett needs to learn to go down. Just go down. When you try to get those extra yards, you invite all the other the defenders to come trying to pull it out of your arms and everything else. Now, Brett in his defense probably thought he was down, but he wasn't. His knee.
Okay. Wolverines back on offense at the Cyclone 33. 25-13 our score, North Stafford. Here's a reverse. Now looking to throw downfield. This one will be picked off near the 10-yard line. Let's check and see who that player is.
Yeah, the tie will go to the receivers, see what they say. And there's Eastern View's ball.
All right, let's see. The last guy up is number 7.
7 or 8?
Yeah, it's number 7. That's Cam Roy.
All right.
I was able to see him through my handy-dandy binoculars, Steve. Well, so turnabout fair play on the turnovers, huh?
Yeah, they tried to get real fancy with that reverse pass.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking they were going to keep Eastern View napping, but they didn't. So
the only thing they would want to be better is the field position after that play. And it looks like it's at the 10-yard line. Yeah. All right. Eastern View Back on offense. And Clatterball is wide right. 3 receiver set. Here's the pitch. This is Hopkins. Hopkins makes the cut. And they swarm tackle him near the 15. All right. Well, this broadcast is brought to you in part by Battlefield Automotive, featuring Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. 540-547-3673.
So, again, 4-yard pickup there by Eastern View. And I think basically they just got to get back to make sure they give Hull some time, to set up and throw the ball. Because, again, their offensive line is bigger than North Stafford's defense.
Looks second down and about 6 here. The run goes nowhere. The ball carrier immediately hit, tackle. That was Jaheim Fry. No gain on the play. Third down and about 7. Clock running, approaching that midway mark of this third quarter. Our score, North Stafford 25, Eastern View 13. Cyclones looking at 3rd and long. 3rd and 7 from the 14. All right, here's Hull. Will the protection hold up? Nope, it won't. They're going to tackle him at the 10-yard line. He'll lose 4 yards, and it'll bring up 4th down in an obvious punting situation.
And see, again, the quickness of North Stafford is bothering Eastern View. They've been bothering them all night, and we just don't have an answer for it. And the answer to me would be use it again, throw a little screen pass, throw a little wheel route. But what's happening, Hull just is not getting the time to set up. And basically, North Stafford's defensive front is really owning that line of scrimmage with their quickness.
Steve, this feels like one of those deja vu moments where you see 4th down and your punter punting from the end zone here. And they almost got to this one. And this kick is going to be fielded at the 43-yard line. And the return man here is number 3, Keenaz Sullivan. Watch out. He's still on his feet, spinning his way down deep into Eastern View territory, inside the 20, all the way down to about the 15.
Yeah, that's just really poor tackling by Eastern View and letting him just pick his way down there. And, too many missed tackles, arm tackles, trying to reach out instead of going back to your fundamentals and break down and then, break down in front of the guy and then launch into him to tackle him. Just don't reach, because that's where he's able to go right by you.
Yeah, down at the 15-yard line. So North Stafford, again, back in business here with an opportunity here in this red zone as this offense comes back on the field, looking at 1st and 10 now from the Eastern View 15. 5:20 to play here to 3rd. 25-13 our score in favor of North Stafford. Chase Sullivan's the quarterback. He pitches it to Micah Brown. Penalty flag down in that backfield as Brown jukes and
that's going to come back. It's
his
going to be
way.
Blocking it back against North Stafford.
All right, as they sort this one out, we'll tell you this broadcast brought to you in part by Fountain Sons, more than a respected funeral home. They support youth at all levels so they can become tomorrow's leaders. Fountain Sons, 825-3530.
Right now, what's keeping Eastern View in this game is the penalties against North Stafford.
It would be 1st and 20 now
Holding on the Wolverines.
from the 25-yard line for North Stafford.
First down. 1st and 10. 25 yards.
Chase Sullivan, the quarterback, Micah Brown back there alongside him. Brown gets the call. And Brown runs into a wall of Eastern View defenders, and they stop him near the line of scrimmage. Very short pickup.
He's a little back, but he's very powerful the way he runs.
Micah Brown, 2 touchdowns here tonight. He had them both in the first half. In fact, he scored the game's first 2 touchdowns, didn't he?
Yep.
If you
Sure
recall. We got movement. North Stafford jumped too quick.
Yep.
Lost him 5 yards.
And that's going to be on the quarterback. He's telling him.
Yeah, he's telling him now.
Yeah, he said.
You jump too soon. Moving back 5 yards to the 30.
Number 15 was the culprit. He's getting a tongue lash from his quarterback.
And North Stafford breaking down a little here on offense, too, with their opportunity moving in reverse rather than forward. They had it at the 15. They're back to the 30 now. Brown gets the call. He's trying to get to the outside and does. Now look, he turns upfield, leaps the defender. That'll bring in a penalty flag there as he gets down near the 5-yard line.
Yep, he's going to be called for hurdling. That's going to come back on go back against North Stafford. You cannot hurdle in Virginia High School League rules. It's a dangerous play.
But what about the running capability of this kid?
I know.
I mean, at first it looked like he might not get the edge, but once he got it, the speed.
Speed and power.
Mm-hmm. And just, so fast.
But he can't hurdle. I mean, the head ref threw it, so you cannot hurdle the defender. Because they're considered dangerous, so they're going to back him up. But they're going to take a long time discussing it here.
Yeah, clock stop, 4:02 to play here in the third.
Yeah, he just told it was against the.
Well, it looks good from here to watch it, but it's illegal. And let's see, they marked it off at the end of the play, right?
Yep.
So after all that, North Stafford picked up about 4 yards.
10-yard penalty on the hurdle, backstop the Wolverines.
Yep, you cannot hurdle.
Where it will be 2nd and 20.
They were at the 30, they're now at the 26 after all that. All right, here's Sullivan. Here comes some pressure. He's going to get rid of it. He's got an open man out there, and he drops it in the end zone. He had him wide open, and that's about as easy as it's going to get for you.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that was a big break for Eastern View. He dropped it because he was all alone behind the secondary of Eastern View. And Eastern View's got to figure out what they're going to do in their secondary because they have not been able to do the job tonight against those North Stafford receivers.
And, Steve, that was Keenaz Sullivan. And he's got the capability. He had that touchdown catch in that first half, and he was wide open and dropped that one.
Yep. He was wide open. I think he saw a goal line or end zone before he saw the ball.
Good job by Chase Sullivan to get the ball to him because he was being pressured. There's 3rd and very long. Sullivan moves to his right, throws downfield, got a receiver making a diving catch for it or trying to, and he says he's got it and the official agrees.
Jeez.
Touchdown North Stafford on the pass play. We'll try to pick up his number as we can here. Let's see.
Is there a flag on it?
To Barnes for a 21-yard completion.
Well,
for a Wolverine.
Yeah, they're calling a touchdown.
Well, still trying to look for his number, Steve.
I can't see it from here. I'm trying to.
We're at a disadvantage. What a thing of beauty, though, for North Stafford to be able to convert on 3rd and 26?
Yep, rolled out and did that rolling out in that pass and throw it down there, and that receiver made a heck of a play. Really?
Makes it 31-13.
Yeah, but they're backing him up on the PAT.
Wow.
How big a bit? Wait a minute. I thought it was a touchdown.
Yeah, I think it is.
And why does the ref have the ball way out here at the 30?
I think he wants to slow it down some. Fellas, you're getting...
I just wish we could get what's going on in that conversation.
Hey, wouldn't you like to listen in? Hey, what are you guys talking about?
Come on, dude.
Come on, man. He's slowing it down. Well, North Stafford really knows how to pick up the pace, don't they?
They sure do.
Now, Steve, they had him on 3rd down and 21 on that play?
They only gained 4 yards. It was 3rd down, and then they threw it down to the end zone. We'll see what the call is. Personal Oh, offside, 2 personal fouls, dead ball. One on North Stafford and one on Eastern View.
It takes a while to sort it all out, doesn't it?
It's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct. They should offset, but were they after the play or before or during the play? If they're during the play, that touchdown doesn't count.
Points are on the scoreboard. They haven't taken them all.
Dead ball foul on both.
Well, you said it, dead ball foul on
Yeah.
both teams. Well, wouldn't that negate? They would offset, right?
They would offset. But is the touchdown good? Did it happen during? Did it happen after the play?
Yeah, so I think the score stands, and they'll put the ball down here at the 2 for the point after. I don't know why there's still quite the delay.
Toby Japanese Restaurant.
See what the
1621 Redwood Realty. And Tangaria, Manuel Bakery and Cafe.
All right, now they're doing something, Steve. Watch.
Yeah.
He's marking off 15 yards here.
Yeah. So it's going to be.
So this is where North Stafford would have their point after with the ball at the 11-yard line.
They marked off both of them. One. Thought they'd be offsetting, but
Really quite a delay in the action, isn't it?
yeah, I mean, come on, the officials need to get the team.
I don't know. We've seen a lot of that, it seems like.
Looks like the touchdown's going to count, but the dead ball came after the play. So 15 yards, it should have been offsetting, but since it was after the play, dead ball, they had to take 15 yards down for against Eastern View and then 15 against North Stafford.
All right, the score stands. North Stafford will try to convert a 2-point try here. Well, that's not going to work. They had movement on the right side. That'll cost North Stafford 5 yards.
Another 5. Yep, keep backing them up. But like I said, they still lead 31-13.
Well, they do have that big play capability. Let's see if North Stafford can pull it out here. Well, they moved again.
They moved again.
Jumping the gun. Another 5-yard penalty coming up here against North Stafford. And you see it. It's so obvious when the guy jumps like that, trying to get out of the gate quick.
And they just took 15 off the field. Said, "Hey, you can't count." So somebody can.
So now you go for your 2-point try from the 26-yard line.
Yep.
It's just,
You got to go for it. I mean,
well, I know, but I mean, when do you usually have to do that? I mean, it's just odd.
I mean, you can go kick the ball. Try to kick it. You're still going to have to kick. North Stafford still will kick off.
Well, I mean, they had 3 successive penalties that pushed them back. It was just like a pattern there, jumping. All right, here's Sullivan backing up. He's going to throw it into the end zone. This one's going to be picked off. I believe this is Brock on the pick. Oh, he can't return it, can he?
Can't return it.
Yeah, all right. Well, that 2-point try is thwarted. But our score is 31-13 with 3:39 to play here in the third quarter. And this broadcast brought to you in part by CFC Farm and Home Center, supplying your lawn and garden, pet, and farm needs since 1932. Hometown pricing and outstanding service at CFC Farm and Home Center, 825-2200.
Well, I would think, Mark, right on this, each of you is going to get the ball. They definitely got to score here. They can't let just afford to do a 3-and-out and punt and give the ball back to that potent offense of North Stafford, because we've got 3:39 here to go in the third quarter. And Eastern View is down, quite a bit. So
18 points,
Yep.
and we haven't seen that in a long time, have we?
No, we have not.
Well, I got an update from Rodney Stewart on the Culpeper game. End of the third quarter, Blue Devils 21, the Cavaliers of Caroline 19.
Wow.
So 21-19 in favor of Culpeper. over Caroline at the end of 3. Well, what a big win that would be for the Blue Devils if they can beat Caroline.
Yeah, because that would help them a lot. And
now, Eastern View has played Caroline this year and defeated the Cavaliers 42-21.
And that game was a lot closer than the score indicated. I heard it was just, Eastern View was down at halftime. And I think Eastern View's gotten to this point where we're down a little bit. Maybe gotten some complacent. I don't know. But North Stafford came here they came ready to play. And they're showing Eastern View how good they are. They're a good football team.
Well, I mean, they certainly have some talent, don't they?
Yeah, but it's going to be, I think, between Stafford, Mountain View, and North Stafford for the Commonwealth District title.
All right. Kicking off is Nolan Maki. And Eastern View's return out to about the 32.
And the one thing I'm impressed by North Stafford is, Mark, is how they special teams, offense, defense, when they have to go tackle the ball, they're all there. You rarely see one or two players making a tackle. It's a collective bunch. North Stafford, they go to the ball very well, and then offense they use their speed.
I think if look at it critically, I think all those things are true. I think if you're North Stafford, the one thing you really want to shore up is these
penalties.
Yeah, I mean, so many players jumping the gun off sides. They throw it out to Brett Clatterball out there.
That's the Settle.
Was it Settle? Oh, I'm sorry, you're right, Mason Settle. Clatterball was here on the near side. Settle was to the left.
See, I think they need to move Brett back to running back. Let him run the ball. Use his big frame.
It's like the ball at the 37. Second down and 4. Hall's going to keep it, and they're going to stuff him near the line of scrimmage for no gain.
And see, basically, we got to start playing keep away like North Stafford does. They use their passing game more than their rushing game, and they're able to move the ball down, and then they bring in the run, and that's been keeping Eastern View off balance all game. And we haven't been able to do that against on our offense against North Stafford's defense.
All right, here's 3rd and 6. Cyclones at the 36. Clatterball receiver to the right this time. Hull being sacked. They had him and wouldn't let go of him. That was big number 54, John Harrelson for North Stafford, making the sack and forcing Eastern View to have to punt this ball away again.
Yeah, they didn't call horse collar because he let go of it.
Did you think that was an infraction?
Yeah. But the officials say he let go of it, but.
Loss of 8 yards brings up 4th and 14.
And see, right now, I see Eastern View trying to start hanging their heads. They're like, hey, there's plenty of game here, plenty of time. Just got to sit there and play sound football.
Well, you really do. You've still got another full quarter to play and 2 minutes left in this third. So.
Yeah, they're acting like the lineup. They're going to go for it,
yeah.
Which we know they're not.
Well, you wouldn't think so on 4th down and 14.
Deep in their own territory. No, they are.
Well, this surprises me. And this is going to be an incomplete pass. And he was throwing to a receiver not looking back, so they were not on the same sheet of music.
Yeah,
and Hull's now showing some frustration out there. Steve, why did they go for it?
I didn't know. And the number 15, who, was, I think, settled, didn't turn around. That's what Hull's upset at. He didn't turn around. Well, that's because they're unfamiliar. They don't have their regular receiver and in the ball game, and that's hurting Hull right now.
Well, I mean, I think you do have to go for it from time to time, but still got another quarter to play, and now you've turned the ball over on downs, and North Stafford will have it. Eastern View territory at the 27.
Man, I would have punted there. I agree with you. But
we'll see what happens. As Sullivan hands off to Micah Brown, who made a cut and then turned upfield with some speed again, and it seems like I'm a broken record because that's the way I've described him every play. That's exactly what he does, though, and this guy, he had 2 touchdowns in the first half. Now he's gone back to work here in this third.
He's very shifty. Comparing his size, he's very strong for his size, and he's very shifty and fast.
Picked up a first down. Brown again. Straight ahead he goes down to about the 10-yard line. And Brett Clatterball, it looks like, did he make the tackle? Yeah, number 34, yeah. Right at the 10.
So you gotta, you gotta ask your stars to step up. And they need to come to play.
Minute 5. Clock moving here in the third. 31-13 North Stafford. And the Wolverines looking for more. Brown. This time they bottle him up. He's got nowhere to go, and they tackle him for a loss on the play.
But if you see him run, he's balanced. He's very balanced, and he's able to, shift a little bit and make those tacklers miss. So that's why you got to go full board. You got to go right on there and wrap him up.
Brings up third down and about 6.
And I would think
about 30 seconds.
I would think this is they're probably going to let the clock go. And
well, you definitely get one more play off before this third quarter expires. Let's see what Chase Sullivan draws up here. That's Micah Brown in motion. They're going to swing it in the backfield there at incomplete. He threw it behind his running back.
yeah, he didn't lead him. But again, it's that short passing game. And there was nobody out there. I mean, just one man. And they had blockers. And North Stafford had a blocker in front of the receiver there. And again, look at the cushion we're playing. And I just think that defensively, if you know they're going to do those little flare-outs, you need to get close to the line of scrimmage and recognize it.
Well, they don't line up for a field goal here on fourth down, Steve. They got a kicker who's got that kind of range, but they're not even thinking about it. Sullivan's going to throw for the end zone. This one going up incomplete. Good coverage out there. Threw it a little bit behind the intended receiver. And North Stafford turns it over on down. So missed opportunity for the Wolverines here.
Who was that number 2?
That's Jaheim Fry.
Or 7 on that under the play.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to pick it up. But
7 is 7. Number 7 was defended.
That's Cam Roy.
He was defended on the play. Yeah, he's holding his shoulder a little bit. He took a pop.
5.8 seconds showing on the scoreboard clock. 31-13 North Stafford. They had an opportunity there, and they let that one get away. Because they had the ball starting on the Cyclone 27, and they were they fizzled.
And they're still trying to figure out how to get the play in. You got to hurry up. And so you're not getting they're not getting the call from the coaching staff fast enough.
Checking in now for Eastern View is Tyler Caperton, number 17.
He gave him the play.
He goes wide left. Well, he's going to line up in the slot on the left side. Could be the final play of the third quarter. This one incomplete through the hands of the intended receiver, and I believe that was Brock.
Yeah, it went right through his hands again.
There's the sound that signals the end of the quarter. So we've played 3 at North Stafford. And at the end of the third quarter, our score is Wolverines 31, Cyclones 13. We'll take a break, and then we'll come back with the fourth and final quarter right after this. Stay tuned. You're watching Cyclones football on the Culpeper Media Network.
This broadcast is made possible by the generosity of our community sponsors.
Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. CFC Farm and Home Center, supplying your lawn and garden, pet, and farm needs since 1932. Hometown pricing and outstanding service at CFC Farm and Home. Found in Sons Funeral Home, Culpeper's perpetual best of the best for resources, planning, and support for our entire community. Battlefield Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford, proudly serving the Culpeper community for over 20 years. State-of-the-art service departments and over 22 acres with hundreds of new and pre-owned vehicles. Battlefield Automotive. Nominations are now being accepted for the local area sports Hall of Fame. Nominate anyone that you feel is deserving of historical local sports recognition at localsportshistory.com/HOF.
All right, welcome back to our broadcast and the start of the fourth quarter here at North Stafford High School. And it witnesses Eastern View with 2nd and 10 from the 12-yard line. Here's Hull throwing, got Brock. He goes up, makes the catch.
There you
He's down at
go.
the 25-yard line, and he picked up first down yardage for Eastern View.
And I think East View's got to go to a hurry-up mark because they got to get scores in bunches. Even though it's just started the fourth quarter, they're down 18, but I think they need to keep it going. Keep the North Stafford from setting up their defense. So that was an easy play, pitch and catch right there.
Two receivers to the left, one to the right. Hull looks to the left, got a receiver. This one, and he drops it. And this was Brock again. Nope, yep, Brock, the intended receiver. In and out of his hands. 2nd and 10 coming up.
And again, you got to make sure your receivers catch the ball too.
And then as Mason Settle goes wide right.
And I don't see Clatterball in here on offense.
All right, here on 2nd and 10, on the slant, not able to connect with Brock.
But see, I'm wondering what APL is seeing on that. AP is seeing on that play. He was going to the slant, but there were 3 defenders right there converging on that one. Our receiver, he's got to look that off and go to another direction because he had one-on-one over there on the right side.
And you didn't see Clatterball, but he's back in the lineup now here on 3rd and 10.
He's got to have that good check down receiver. If it's not there, you got to be able to check it down to another player.
On 3rd and 10 now from the 25 for the Cyclones. Hull going to throw, looking for Clatterball. He's got him out there. He breaks a tackle, breaks a second tackle, and he was one more tackle away from going the distance, and a penalty flag may have come in after that one, Steve.
Yeah, I
Not
wonder what the play is going to be called. There was no blocking out there.
Well, Clatterball broke 2 tackles, and that last guy brought him down. If he'd have broke that one, we'd be saying touchdown
They're
Cyclone.
calling on Clatterball because he went to the official. Helmet.
Oh, wow.
You're calling against Brett. Oh, no, okay.
No, they're not calling it against him. They're
All right,
marking
okay.
it off against North Stafford. But what a play by Clatterball to come up with that, break 2 tackles and get first down yardage. Then you get the 15-yard penalty tacked on.
Yeah.
Oh, you should be back in business here, Steve.
Okay, because at first I thought it said helmet to helmet, but it just shows you how strong Brett is. He just ran over the.
I mean, it's just, we saw that was the game against Brook Point where the defensive back came up and
got bulldozed.
paid the price for making that tackle. Yeah, that is not a welcome sight to see Clatterball coming full steam when you're one-on-one. Here's Hull, you're going to sling it left side. He's got Brock wide open, it's caught, and it's a touchdown for the Cyclones. I don't see any penalty flags down from 38 yards.
Fear the wind, it's a Cyclone touchdown, 38-yard by AP Hull to Mr. Brock. Touchdown.
All right, makes it 31-19, 12-point game.
Yep.
Shook off a little bit of the doldrums there, and
let's get some more exciting to get some back into this football game.
Yeah.
Now, do you go for 2 or go for the point after?
I think you go for 2, don't you?
Yeah, I think you do too. Yeah, because that would be make it down 10. Because if you're down 12. But if you made the PAT, you'd be down 11. That's still an unusual score, so you want to.
So you want to get the 2 here.
Looks like Mr. Brock is sick.
Okay. This is Jaheim Fry. Going top of your screen there. In the backfield is Hull and Jordan Hopkins. And the penalty flag will probably work against Eastern View here.
Somebody broke. No, against
North
North Stafford.
I was wrong.
Move it half
the distance
to the goal. Instead of being on the 2, now it's on the 1.
It should make it conceivably easier. What do you think?
Yeah, I would think this time I'd be lining up in a full house backfield and having Hall or Brett be running this ball in there. But did they take a timeout here on this?
They did, and our timeout sponsor is UVA Community Credit Union, strengthening the financial health of our members and of the Culpeper community. That's UVAcreditunion.org. All right. Yeah. So, 10:56 to play in the fourth quarter. Still plenty of time.
Hope they can hold on to it. Come on, Blue. Blue doubles.
What is it? Los Diablos Azules. Blue Devils. You know who kicks for them? Senor Saul Acevedo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I said they don't.
I met him last week before the game. I said, I just want to make sure we're pronouncing your name right. He said, yeah, Acevedo. And it's Saul. He said, you can't say Saul.
Saul.
No, but it, in Spanish,
Let's
Saul.
call Saul.
Better call Saul. If you need a good attorney, better call Saul.
I was getting ready to tell you, even though you don't follow baseball anymore, but you're Detroit Tigers.
I know it. Wouldn't you know it?
Playing the playing the Tigers. I mean, playing the Cleveland Guardians. I won't say Indians.
Yeah, never heard of them.
Yeah.
You know me, I'm not going to buy into that.
I know.
It'll always be the Indians.
I would
All right, but I always like the Tigers. All right, here they go. AP Hull getting behind the block and in there for the 2-point conversion. All right, that makes it a little closer, 31-21.
That's the jumbo package they just employed there.
So, Steve, why couldn't I be a baseball fan at a good time like this? I think
You're
it's just
you're holding to your
still holding a
principle.
grudge.
You're still holding to your principles and grudges and
Going on 30 years.
resentment and
Going on 30 years with this grudge against Major League
you
Baseball.
gotta put it in a bubble and let it float away. That's what you gotta do.
You mean like a tiny bubble?
Tiny bubble, just put it in a bubble and let it
Tiny
float
bubble.
away. Sing tiny bubbles.
In other words, turn it loose.
Yep.
I don't know. There's something sort of satisfying about holding on to it.
Yeah, I mean,
Holding on to yesterday.
sometimes you gotta let that freak flag fly.
Yeah, I guess so.
Gotta get back to baseball.
Yeah.
Especially your beloved Tigers.
Well, particularly since they play the World Series around Christmas time now, don't they? The season, it just gets longer and longer every year. They
Between them and the NBA, I don't know who has, both of
the
them.
longest season, yeah.
I think baseball, because they got 162
162 regular
games.
season
Whereas
games.
82 games.
Yeah, 82, I guess,
In
still
the
in the NBA.
And hockey, too, is 82. So
Well, what's the regular season now for football? It used to be 16.
still is.
Is it still? I thought
Yeah.
it was 17 now.
Maybe.
I don't know. I think they try to extend the seasons,
Yeah.
for good reason. All right, here's your onside kick. Well, this was going to be fielded alertly. I believe that was number 17 for North Stafford.
See, I was thinking, man, that ball hopped up. It's hoping like Eastern View guy was right there. It's a good onside kick.
It was a good Johnny-on-the-spot moment for that North Stafford player because that would have been, that could turn the game.
Yeah,
If you think about it.
exactly.
Eastern View has a little momentum here. They've scored. They've cut into that lead. It's a 10-point advantage now for North Stafford.
Yeah,
There's plenty of time to play. That kick, had it gone to Eastern View, you just never know. Of course, you rely on your defense to get the ball back to you here, too.
Yeah, that's what you got. You got to get your players, big-time players, got to step up right here.
North Stafford has it on its own 33-yard line. Operating from the spread. They fake it. They go to the pass. This one looks like it's caught.
No, it's incomplete.
Oh, is it incomplete? Okay. They slung him down. I thought he had the ball. But I think the pass was thrown behind him as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we're in the fourth quarter. And did you know that localsportshistory.com is the community sports site that you are building organically? Check out local sports information or contribute your submissions at localsportshistory.com. 2nd and 10 Wolverines from their 33. They lead by 10, 31-21, 10:50 to play, fourth quarter action.
See what the holdup is here. Oh, Cyclone players got to tie his shoe.
There's the whistle, and the official says we're ready to resume play. All right, here we go. 2nd and 10. Handoff. This is Micah Brown. They tackle him after a 2-yard gain.
That's
Was that Clatterball?
Yeah, he knifed right in there and delivered his game. Once Brett gets his paws on you, you're not going anywhere.
Well, it looks like actually no gain on the play. It's 3rd and 10 from the 33.
See if they can hold them right here and force them to punt. Have a lot of cushion right out here.
Yep, still anyone's game. Plenty of time to play. Well, we got movement again, and I just don't think that the receivers are quite on the same sheet of music with their quarterback, Steve. How many times have they jumped?
And they've jumped a lot because, now quarterbacks are doing the clap instead of the hut. I'm an old school hut 1, hut 2, not clapping, because if the receiver doesn't hear the clap or thinks it's a clap, he's jumping.
Yeah, but don't you look at the ball, too?
That's what I was getting ready to tell you.
I mean,
As a
peripherally.
as a last resort, wait till the ball snapped.
I mean, peripherally, you can see the ball when it snapped, right?
Yeah, but they're instructed, though, to go on the clap, or they might do a little small clap or a loud clap.
Yeah, they did catch him. Yeah, the fans saying they had movement on the right side, and the official agreed with them. Push him back another 5. Going to push it back to the 23 now.
And see, right now, North Stafford looks like they're discombobulated right now.
Well, how many times have they jumped too quickly? False starts. And now they're looking at 3rd and 20. So this is a big 3rd down for this Eastern View defense, Steve.
Yeah, it is. They cannot allow a first down pickup on this. They need to make sure they keep the receiver in front of them. And see, they're looking, they've got quarterbacks running down, telling everybody what the.
On 3rd down. Watch out, he's hit as he throws. This one's going to be incomplete, almost picked off.
Yeah.
Well, they put the pressure on the quarterback, and he's a little slow getting up.
Yeah, he got pounded, but now there's a flag.
Yeah, there is one there at the end of that play.
But is that against Eastern View or is that against North Stafford? Because it looked like the ball was overthrown. The Eastern View player picked it up.
Johnny says North Stafford.
Yeah, because it has to be against North Stafford for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got a nice conversation now with the officials. Is it me or you this season? But the officials, every game we broadcast, they like to huddle up and they take the longest time to decide what the call is.
Well, I have to be honest with you. After that Brook Point game we saw, I mean, it had its share of heroic moments and big play. Also very annoying because it seemed like they blew the whistle after every play.
They did. See what the call is here.
You never really got any rhythm.
I know.
There was no rhythm with the game. It was just constantly delayed and slowed down by these calls. And this is a big one working against North Stafford here.
It's a holding call.
All the way back to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, but why would you accept it? It's now 4th down. It would have been, we dropped the ball. I guess they're going to knock them back. Yeah, they're going to punt. All right, I see what they're doing.
Now they find themselves in the position Eastern View was in on a couple possessions where AP Hull had to punt from within his own end zone. Now North Stafford finds itself similarly situated.
I'd be sending everybody right up the middle and try to block this punt.
And you've got DeAndre Brock back as the lone safety for Eastern View, hoping to get his hands on this.
And see, they're having a conversation with the coach and writing things down. And how do you know we had to have notebooks and pencils? And actually come over and talk to.
Well, as they do, let me tell you, this broadcast brought to you in part by Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556. Yeah. Well, I guess Coach Lowry gets the word now.
Yeah.
But, Steve, I sort of sense that Eastern View's coming back some in this game.
I think they are, too.
They have a good opportunity here with North Stafford having to punt.
Would you go for punt block or punt return?
I really like the return on this because you're almost guaranteed excellent field position, aren't you?
Yep. Just don't make it.
You're down. You need 2 scores. We've got 9 minutes and 13 seconds to play. You could go for the block, but let's see. Here's a high snap. He gets it down. Here's his kick. It's a short one. So you can see where Eastern View is going to have outstanding field positions.
Right.
This punt goes out of bounds at about the 25-yard line.
So it's going to be good starting field position right now here for the Eastern View Cyclones. Let's see if they can capitalize right now. See if they got to come back into them, because I think right now they got North Stafford on their heels.
And they have it at the 22.
22.
9:05 to play here in the fourth. 31-21 our score in favor of North Stafford, but that could change quickly.
See if they got dialed up here. They got Brett in the backfield.
Yeah, they sure do. They may direct snap it to him. Here's a penalty flag coming in here. And this is going to be against Eastern View. 5 yards.
Too many people. 5 yards, too many people. Hey, somebody yell, pay attention.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah, they had too many people on the field.
Too many men on the field. We'll back it up for the Cyclones.
Still the same formation. They snap it to Clatterball. He runs to the right. He's looking for some running room and won't find any. And the North Stafford did a good job of stringing that one out.
Yeah, he couldn't get the edge on that play. And is there a flag? There's a flag, too, against Eastern View. Let's see what they're going to do. Take the play or take the...
You know, I thought I saw another one come in there.
Yeah,
But it's like,
it's a legal shift, I guess.
10 yards where we will replay first down.
oh, so it's a holding?
Holding.
All right, we mark this one off. I'll tell you this broadcast brought to you in part by Battlefield Automotive, featuring Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. 540-547-3673.
Now, holding call against Eastern View. That's not what they want. They've been had the ball on the 22. Now they're
Back to the 37.
so that's a 15 yards to some penalties.
You're right. The 5 yard for the,
I mean, that's not going to help
Too
you
many
in
men.
your comeback.
and then the 10 for the holding. 1st and 25 from the 37. Yeah, a lot of delays really in the action.
What's good? What's now?
But I think that game against Brook Point may have topped them all in terms of delay.
Yeah,
You know, it was like,
but this one isn't.
this one's getting close to it now.
They're backing them up again.
Well, this,
25 from the 37.
all right, well, that's where we had it, at the
Yeah.
37. A little play action here. Hull throwing long. This one incomplete. Brock trying to make a diving catch.
He had it
so.
there. He got a step on him.
He did have a little bit of room over there in double coverage.
You know, look like, you know, when Hull's passing that ball, it's going to overthrow the receiver, but he's not. He's got nice air under it and allow the receiver to run under it, but just out of the fingertips. The Eastern View receiver. And now it's a timeout again by the officials. Get something off the field.
All right, here we go. Line of scrimmage remains the 37. And it's 2nd and 25. Here comes some pressure. Hull's in trouble. And they get him.
They
All the way
brought-
back to the 47-yard line. It's a loss of 10 yards.
They brought the house on that play, Mark. He didn't have any. I mean, North Stafford brought more men than Eastern View could block.
Brings up 3rd and long for
And Hall looks like he's shaking up a little bit.
Clock running, 8:20 to play here in this one. 4th quarter action. North Stafford 31, Eastern View 21. They had the ball down at the Wolverine 22, but now they're back to the North Stafford 47 state. They've lost 25 yards.
See, this is what drives you nuts, because they were coming back and had the momentum, and now all these penalties have killed them.
3rd down and 33. Here's another penalty flag. They're going to play through this one as Hull is sacked again. And back on the Eastern View side of midfield, he's going to go down at about the 45. A loss of another 8 yards.
Yeah, it's going to. Well, you got the penalty over here, and I would think they would decline it. With North
Yeah,
Stafford.
you're right. It was a shift, illegal shift or a procedure penalty. They declined that. They take the sack, and it's back to the 44. Wow.
Now you got 4th down. Now you got to punt.
Steve, remember, let's say Eastern View took over on the North Stafford 22. They lost 5 yards. It was 27. They lost 10 back to 37. They lost another 10 to the 47. And now with that sack, they're back to the Eastern View 44. So this is a move in reverse they did not want. They had an opportunity there.
Well, I was going to say mark this down, because in their comeback, I think this just put a big dent in their trying to come back because of that penalty.
Yeah, 7:15 clock moving here in the 4th. 31-21 North Stafford. Hull lining up to punt this away from about the 30. Here's his kick, and it's a good one. Backing up the return man, going to be fielded at the 15-yard line. Oh, there's another hurdle on the play on the return man, and that was number 3 for North Stafford, Keenaz Sullivan.
And where was there's no flag on the play? There was a hurdle.
Yeah, maybe it was a low hurdle.
Wasn't a high hurdle.
It wasn't. Well, you see, you got different types of hurdles.
Yeah.
You got your low ones and you got your high ones. There's all difference there. No, I saw it, but I guess, I don't know. Did they not see it, or is it just not?
Well, this referee saw it. It was right in front of him.
So the ball, what, at the 33 here for North Stafford? Yeah.
It's like coach is talking to.
6:55 to play here in the 4th. Wolverines 31, Cyclones 21. Chase Sullivan, the quarterback, gone the distance here for North Stafford. And they hand it off. This is Micah Brown getting to the outside, and he is really quite dangerous all the way out to about the 44, 11-yard pickup and a 1st down for the Wolverines.
Brought down by Brett Clatterbaugh. If it wasn't for Brett, he's gone.
Yeah, you could just tell he was like one tackle away from just daylight.
And so right now, I mean, Eastern View's got to get back on the comeback trail here and not let the North Stafford Wolverines chew up clock.
Steve, I think you were right when you said mark this down. You look at that drive, this last possession Eastern View had, they had the opportunity to really cut into that lead and make it a fight to the finish, but he turned the ball over, and that may be the thing that really turns out to be very pivotal in how this outcome plays out.
Minimal gain for Brown. And it's off the 45. Brings up a
So basically, North Stafford is going to want to run this clock.
Well, this broadcast brought to you in part by Found & Sons, more than a respected funeral home. They support youth at all levels so they can become tomorrow's leaders. Found & Sons, 825-3530. 2nd down and 7 from the 47 for North Stafford. Eastern View shows pressure. They pick it up, and then the running back up the middle picks up positive yardage, and he doesn't even go to the turf.
No.
But he picks up another Wolverine 1st down.
The clock will stop and the clock will start.
number 21, Washington up the middle for a big gain.
Well, that ball carrier that time was number 21, Ontario Washington. Most of the carries have been by Micah Brown. He had 2 touchdowns in the first half for North Stafford. Right now, Washington in the backfield with his quarterback, Chase Sullivan. Yeah. And they give it back to Washington. Here's another guy off that right side, made a cut, then turned it upfield. More positive yards for North Stafford, and now they're starting to take a little control here. And I really think, Steve, going back to what you said, that last possession by Eastern View may be pivotal in terms of how this outcome is decided. Down to the 34, 13 yards on the carry. And another and second down coming up here.
They're letting this clock one down.
Here they are. They can work it back to the run. This is Washington looking for some running room. A reverse direction, puts the stiff arm to one defender, makes another cut, makes him miss, and he's down to about the 15-yard line.
Now he's a little shiftier than, he's quick.
Yeah.
Got a little scatter, like a little water bug running around out there, just bouncing off players.
A little scat back like he and Micah Brown both.
Yep.
Well, Brown did the damage in the first half, and now you got a guy, Ontario Washington, really coming to light here.
Yeah, so this looks like Eastern View called timeout.
Well, our timeout sponsor is UVA Community Credit Union, strengthening the financial health of our members and of the Culpeper community. UVAcreditunion.org. All right, we're down to 4:02 to play in the fourth. It's 31-21 in favor of North Stafford. Let's see if we've got an update on that Culpeper game yet. Let's see. I think we've got one courtesy of Rodney Stewart. He's got Caroline winning 26-21.
No.
Yeah. Well, the Blue Devils kept it close, didn't they?
Did they win? Is the game over?
He's got Caroline 1.
Yeah.
And he's got a final score of 26-21.
Man,
See if we got anything else.
Caroline must have scored a touchdown here toward the end.
Orange beat Liberty 56-6.
Yeah, Liberty doesn't have much this year.
No, they don't. And after all those years where they were so competitive.
Yeah. They were a powerhouse.
Yeah, from the 15-yard line, there's Washington trying to get loose, and the Clutterball slings him down near the 15.
And they just threw a flag on him.
Is that?
For
yeah.
For a horse collar. He grabbed him in the jersey. That's going to be half the distance. These officials just let him play. Back in our day, that would have been a legal tackle.
Off the right side for a minimal gain.
Horse collar tackle.
Yeah.
The ball now is at the 8-yard line.
We're gonna bring up first down.
So
Yeah, looks like it's at the 8. Clock is ticking, 3:50 to play. Fourth quarter, 31-21, North Stafford, and looking for more here.
He's going to let that clock run.
Definitely working the clock. And here's Washington getting to the outside. Washington makes a cut, and he's into the end zone from 7 yards out. That'll make it 37-21 North Stafford, and that might seal the deal.
I think you're right, Mark. That was a nail in the coffin right there by North Stafford. And again, that was Eastern View's own doing. The penalties did them in. They had it down here on the 22-yard line, their possession. North Stafford was reeling and looked like they're tired too, and then penalties.
Yeah.
Mistakes and penalties.
I still want to go back to what you said about that Eastern View possession when they had it at North Stafford 22. That was a missed opportunity, and then North Stafford gets back on offense, and they started on their own 33, and they take it the distance, and they cap it with an 8-yard run by Ontario Washington. And then this point after is good. That makes it 38-21 with 3:27 to play in this ball game.
Now Eastern View is going to get the ball back and see if they can. It's going to be, it's pretty much the clock. It's not going to be enough clock for them.
Well, it's a lot to overcome in such a short time, Steve,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Sure
All
is.
right. Well, we'll tell you that this broadcast is brought to you in part by CFC Farm and Home Center, supplying your lawn and garden, pet, and farm needs since 1932. Hometown pricing and outstanding service at CFC Farm and Home Center at 825-2200. Well, why don't you and I invest in some of those bleacher cushions for the future?
I think so. We might
I'm
have
gonna
to.
go home feeling pretty sore tonight.
We'll just keep them in the van.
Yeah. But it's been an interesting game. Was it 19-13 at the intermission? Steve, remember that?
Yeah, I
19-13?
just think,
Yeah.
but I think Eastern View's has been playing behind the 8 ball all game long. I mean, and that's yeah. Now, who does Eastern View have next week?
Well, I think I have that for October 11th. Let's see, we're going to be doing the King George Culpeper game, I think. Let's see who Eastern View has looking ahead to next week, October 11th. They are at James Monroe.
Okay.
Yeah.
James Monroe doesn't have much either this year, so.
And we mentioned that
We got
we
Culpeper.
expect to see Culpeper at King George next week. That'll be our game.
So we're going to King George, or they're at home?
I think we're going to King George, according to Johnny.
All right.
Here's the kickoff and the return here by number 11, Aiden Pritchett.
And it's going to come back. It's going to be a block in the back against Eastern View.
Number 10, Jordan Hopkins.
Oh, actually, it was Jordan Hopkins, my mistake on the return.
Takes the ball out across the 30, but we had a flag on the play.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be nice
I
next
think them fellers up there in the press box have a little better view than we.
I know. But, hey, we're going to a nice field and press box at King George.
Well, King George is pretty nice, I have to admit it.
So,
But North Stafford has a pretty field.
yeah, it's turf field.
Yeah.
See, I was thinking, my idea back was to take Eastern View's field and make it a turf field and turn it around and make it the field for both Culpeper and Eastern View. There you go. You save a lot of fuel maintenance, and one plays at home while the other's away, and vice versa.
Well, you're going to bring that up at the next board meeting.
It falls on deaf ears. Trust me.
All right, here's Hull. Still going to work. He can air this one out there. Wow, what a throw. Incomplete.
Yeah, but he's throwing into double coverage.
Yeah, I don't think he has much. Well, I mean, you got to go for it, though, right? Did you see anything happening elsewhere across the field?
Yeah, just got a cramp.
See some of these players in there tonight for Eastern View, like receivers, or Jason Settle. I just saw that Isaiah Fox, number 14, is in the lineup.
Yeah, we got a cramp. One of the receivers got a cramp.
Saw number 14, I believe, out there. Yeah. Tend to get those early in the season too,
Yeah,
don't you?
You do. When it's humid out and everything.
Yeah.
Like the coach is coming over to.
Player down. Let's see if we can pick that up. Let's see if we can pick up the player there. Oh, he's on his feet.
Number
Oh,
3.
that's Brock.
Yeah.
DeAndre Brock. Yeah, he gets a hand. All right. Yep, 3:10 remaining here in this one.
Yep. Yeah.
38-21 our score.
And you're gonna try to get big scores and everything else, but North Stafford knows that they're gonna pin their ears back, try to blitz Hull on every play. Here's where you might want to use a little bit of running game, because you're not gonna come back and down 18 points.
Here's Hull dropping it, having to pounce on it to avoid the turnover. And the clock will run, approaching the 3-minute mark.
17 points rather than being down. It's just not going to happen.
All right, so we mentioned that Culpeper lost a close one at home tonight to Caroline, and then the Blue Devils will be playing the Foxes of King George next week at King George.
And King George is, they're not the team they were last year, but they're still a strong team. Culpeper's going to have its work cut out for them, but I was hoping, they could have pulled them win away with Carolina. It would have helped them tremendously.
Well, that pass there was completed to Jaheim Fry. We were mentioning that Eastern View in action next week at James Monroe. That's down at Maury Stadium, isn't it? Yeah.
I'm glad we're going to King George.
Yeah. King George is a nice place to call a game. Excellent press box and field. Here's Hull throwing over the middle. He's got a receiver there at the 40. 45, and then midfield forced out of bounds. Let's see if we can pick up his number.
Number 18.
Okay. Thank you, Steve. And that is Brock Gray.
Is it 18? Yeah, it's 18.
Brock Gray. First down, Eastern View.
No,
at their
19. It's number 19.
Was it 19?
Yeah.
That's Makai Williams.
Yeah, it's 19.
Sometimes it's hard to see, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we've got a completed pass there along the sidelines. See if we can pick up his number.
It's completed? No, there.
Or was it incomplete?
Incomplete.
Oh, that was number 15, Mason Settle. All right, incomplete pass, 2nd and 10. Minute 52 to play. In this one here at North Stafford High School. Well, Wolverines will get a win here tonight as they complete this pass near side to number 18. That is Brock Gray, isn't it? It is 18, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 18. Yeah.
Unless it's 19.
I can't really tell.
It's so hard to tell.
It's 19, isn't it?
Oh, let me take a good thing I got my handy-dandy binoculars out here, Steve. Let's see.
19.
It is 19.
Yeah.
Makai Williams. All right.
It's us old fogies, we just can't get them numbers right.
Yeah, some are easier than others. Here's Hull under pressure, going to be sacked. Ball is loose. Out of bounds it goes. Getting to him, I can see that one there. Number 4 was Alon Lester. All right, minute 36 to play in this one. Yeah. Well, tonight, Eastern View will fall to 3-2 in the year. North Stafford will improve to 4-1. They don't know who they play next, but they're in the same district with those other Stafford schools.
They're in the Commonwealth district.
Commonwealth, yeah. Here's Hull swinging it out to Jaheim Fry. Fry picks up positive yardage out to that inside the North Stafford 40-yard line.
Didn't quite, not enough for the first down.
Bring up about 3rd and 9.
Brings up 3rd and 15, 3rd and 9 from the North Stafford 39.
Now you want to take shots in the end zone now.
Well, you're down by 17. You'd probably just want to try to get another score and make it a little closer, don't you? Here's Hull throwing near side, got a receiver. All right, it was incomplete. And that is number 19, isn't it?
Yep. Now it brings up
Makai Williams.
4th down.
Minute 24 to play. Mason Settle, top of your screen. And the bottom of your screen is going to be Makai Williams. And here is Hull. Throwing way downfield for a receiver. This one is incomplete.
That could have been interference.
Yeah, I was thinking that there was some contact there.
And he wasn't looking back at the ball.
That was intended for Mason Settle.
This is on purpose. It's turnover on downs, and North Stafford's probably just going to take a knee.
Well, they'll have to do it a couple times.
Yeah.
Minute 16 to play. 38-21 Wolverines. Yep. Well, Eastern View will regroup after this one and get ready for its next game. And you mentioned that was down there against James Monroe at Maury Stadium in Fredericksburg.
And they should get back on the winning ways against James Monroe.
And then after James Monroe, they'll have Spotsylvania on the 18th. They'll have King George on the 25th. They'll have Chancellor on November 1st. And then they'll close out the regular season against Cortland at home.
That's going to be a good ball game.
And here's Sullivan going way downfield. Excellent coverage out there. One-on-one situation.
I don't get this by the North Stafford. Why is he trying to go deep?
Well, why would you at this point?
Yeah, I mean, you're up 17 points.
With 1:07 to play, I might add.
Yeah, and that to me is not. Most coaches would just say, take a knee.
You're not exactly in desperation mode, are you?
No.
It makes you wonder.
You're like you're going to throw it again.
All right. 3 receivers to the right. Well, we got movement on that left side, and we've had that several times tonight with these false starts. There are illegal procedures. They mark off 5 yards against the Wolverines, 1:06 to play.
Yeah, this is where you should have some humility right here and say, look, we're going to win. Let's
just run the ball.
Yeah.
And this time they do. It's just Washington or Brown. It's Washington. He's dropped for a loss on a good solo tackle made. All right, Steve. What's that? Is that number 17? Yeah.
Yes.
Tyler Caperton. And the clock runs. 45 seconds remaining and counting. We'll be back now to the 31.
They're making a big, what are they going to punt the ball?
No, I think they're going to take a knee here. They just got a lone safety back there just in
that's
case things go awry.
Yeah. Yep, there you go.
Yeah, that may do it. We'll watch those final 20 seconds tick down. And the players are lining up. They know it's
It's over.
Yeah. Just the final 10 seconds ticking off the clock here. And as it runs down, well, this one's in the book, Steve, with our final score. North Stafford 38, Eastern View 21. I thought it would be a close game, and it was there really for a while. There were a couple, it seems like, possessions that were pivotal in terms of deciding how this game would actually
I agree with Morgan. And Eastern View got behind early. Penalties did them in, too. And, again, you got hats off to North Stafford. They came in with their game plan. They're quick. They're fast. They got some good skill players, good quarterback. And they proved it tonight by beating Eastern View pretty handily by 17 points.
All right, enjoyed it. Well, we enjoyed bringing the game to you, and we hope to see you at our next one. And we believe that's going to be Culpeper at King George next week. Well, once again, our final score from North Stafford High School, Wolverines 38, Cyclones 21. For Johnny and Steve and Nick back in the studio, I'm Mark O'Connell saying thanks for watching and supporting Cyclones football here on the Culpeper Media Network. Have a great weekend, everybody, and we'll see you next week.
This broadcast is made possible by the generosity of our community sponsors.
Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. CFC Farm and Home Center, supplying your lawn and garden, pet, and farm needs since 1932. Hometown pricing and outstanding service at CFC Farm and Home. Found in Sons Funeral Home, Culpeper's perpetual best of the best for resources, planning, and support for our entire community. Battlefield Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford, proudly serving the Culpeper community for over 20 years. State-of-the-art service departments and over 22 acres with hundreds of new and pre-owned vehicles. Battlefield Automotive. Nominations are now being accepted for the local area sports Hall of Fame. Nominate anyone that you feel is deserving of historical local sports recognition at localsportshistory.com/HOF.